and welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Mirror Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And guys, we have a very, 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 very special in-studio guest, Zack Khan.
Yes. I'm here finally.
So I thought Barry White was in the studio then.
That's my love-making voice.
Okay, we're off to a good start. Zack. First of all, thank you so much for coming to the studio, mate. I'm pissed off with myself that I didn't do it before.
Well, you should be pissed off because I love coming.
Oh no! Oh.
You know you've asked for it.
I know, Zack. First of all, that training footage last week was absolute gold, mate. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. You're welcome. Like I said, that's how I work out. So end of the day, I'm not gonna play for the gram or anything like that. That's what you see. That's how I train. If people aren't impressed by it, so what? I'm not going to throw stupid weights around and with shitty form just to make the Instagram happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make these followers happy, saying, oh, wow, you're lifting so much fucking weight, massaging my big ball sack, massaging my ego, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gone past that point where I feel like I have to post a video or of myself naked with a rubber duck in my hand or something, you know what I mean, just to get the likes and, comments and stuff, you know what I mean? Fair enough, for other people, if they feel they need to do that, go ahead and do it, you know what I mean? Awesome, you know what I mean? And if that's what they're making a living from and they have to write a long essay about bullshit on hypertrophy, you know what I mean, complicate the matters, make it more scientific than it is, then go ahead, good on you, you know what I mean? I'm not dissing anybody. Everybody do as you please, like I say, you know what I mean? But let's not knock each other down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's let people live and let them do what they want. But, the thing is, Giles, we're living in an era now in social media where people says, oh, the fitness industry has become better, but really hasn't, you know what I mean? You're seeing a lot more bullshit now, and it's harder for newcomers to see what's good information and what's bad information. Because the problem is nowadays, we got influencers who know F all about anything.
Yeah.
And they're promoting fucking teeth whitening, and we all fucking know, mate, your teeth aren't that white. You fucking went to fucking Turkey last week and you fucking had your teeth done because you were mouthing off the week before at a nightclub and some doorman knocked your teeth out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Yeah. Listen, you know what I mean? This is what we live in now, like bodybuilders, influencers are promoting teeth whitening and promoting bands and, 12 weeks get big plans and 12 weeks get shredded plans and 12 weeks get a big booty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but thing is, we've always had we just had magazines before that said, get big in 60 days, follow our training course, some magical training course, take this supplement. Do you think it's changed? I think it's just different, but I think the same amount of bullshit is still out there.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. In the magazines, it was the same bullshit. But the thing was, like you said before, it was like, in them days, it was like, yeah, we were naive. We did think these people took creatine. You know what I mean? Like the thing about it is, yeah, but isn't it better for a young kid to think, somebody like me, takes creatine or glutamine or whatever, rather than thinking I take steroids. Let him find out later on in his life when he's got a couple of years of training down his belt.
Yeah, but I remember when I was 13 and I remember showing a picture of a readable bicep in Muscle and Fitness of Robbie Robinson.
Yeah.
And I asked my friend who was my training partner, he kind of like, he was my, he kind of got me training. And I said, how long will it take to look like that? And he said, about 2 years. I thought, brilliant. That got me really motivated. I think by the time I'm 15, I'll be Robbie Robinson.
Yeah. But is that a good thing?
Well, the thing is, though, if somebody had said, mate, you ain't never going to look like that, it's going to take you 10 years and a lot of this and a lot, maybe I would have been discouraged.
Yeah, but end of the day, but discouraged from what? Getting big or getting a good physique?
Well, I don't know. I think it was actually a positive thing, him saying that. Yeah. I think sometimes I feel like that little bit of bullshit got me convinced to go, right, okay, I can focus for the next 2 years.
Yeah, but the thing about it, okay, cool. But if somebody told you got 2 years from taking steroids,
Yeah.
then what would that made you for? Let me jump on a cycle. Or is it better for you to think you actually was taking Joe Weider's mass gainer?
Yeah. Well, that's how we all started. We all took the.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I bought this protein 100, and I literally thought. I remember when I took my first D-bol. I took one, and it was a fake D-bol, and I literally woke up the next morning thinking, "Oh my god, I'm going to be massive."
I remember I saved up my money for about a couple of months, and I bought that Cybergenics.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, Cybergenics. You know that guy walking out of that pod, skinny first, and then he's massive.
Did you get? I got the phase ones because they were cheaper. Yeah. I think they were about 50 quid.
No,
but
I got the big box.
Oh, you got the big daddy one.
Yeah, I got that one. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm only like 15 years old, you know what I mean? I'm like, I got best not tell nobody I'm taking this. You know what I mean? They're going to be thinking you're cheating, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what people thought, didn't they? Like, you know, your protein powders,
yeah.
Your parents thought, like, I had to hide it from my parents. And
Did
stuff.
you?
Yeah, I had to keep it in my bedroom, like, you know, all these tablets and stuff like that, you know, multivitamins. But honest to God, I would take it, and then in the morning I would wake up and look in the mirror and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm feeling bigger.
Thing is, though, I want to ask a question on that. How fluorescent did it make your urine?
How fluorescent? Put it this way, it was like a landing strip for bloody aeroplanes.
Fucking flamethrower.
I was guiding all the planes in from Heathrow.
Oh man, those phase ones, man, they were awesome.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, like I said to you, the only problem is, you know, kids now, younger kids, are following certain people and they're thinking, you know what, they believe they need to jump onto a cycle straight away.
Yeah.
Which they don't.
Yeah.
You know, like I always said to people, it's like this, listen, stay natural for as long as you can. For as long as you can. Try to get some shows under your belt.
Shows?
Yeah. Get some, if you know, if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, train first for fun. And then if you want to compete, get some shows under your belt and then see what people say about you. Not your friends. You know, your judges and whatever. You know, usually somebody will come out and say to you, man, you've got the fucking genetics to get far. And when somebody says that to you, who's a stranger, who's got no reason to massage your ego, then you say to yourself, okay, cool, I've got the genetics. So you know what, I best, you know, start investing in somebody to teach me how to train properly before I jump on a cycle. I need somebody to invest me on how to eat properly before I jump on a cycle. But the problem is everybody's jumping onto a cycle first.
Yeah.
Then then it's the training. It's fucked up. You know, they got shit form. And then you got somebody like Form Police on fucking Instagram showing them, exposing them. They're bullshit training. You know what I mean? And then you got them, they're thinking like they can eat anything, you know, while on gear. And
fit your macros and all that bullshit.
Yeah. They feel like, you can have a pizza instead of proper protein and then rice, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's just bullshit. I'm sorry, but it doesn't fit your macros, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like this, you can only build quality muscle with quality nutrition.
Yeah.
You can't build quality muscle with pizza. You know what I mean?
Do you know, I've never, any time, because I've known you since 1998, I feel like we kind of became friends around 2006, 2007. We spent a lot of time being in America together and all over. Yeah. And you're always eating clean.
Yeah, no, you have to try to, it has to become a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not like, for me, it isn't like, oh, you know what, I need to jump on a 12 weeks, in a competition prep. No, all I need to do when it comes to competition time is add cardio in. And just clean up my diet.
Is that it?
Yeah. That's why I get into shape quick.
Well, the thing is, I mean, when you took your top off last Monday, I mean, you look in good condition. You're in good, and you've not even started dieting yet.
No, and the thing is, my body frame can hold another 10 pounds. You know what I mean? Realistically, like if I be realistic, but I'm not going to put on another 10 pounds for the sake of saying, you know, I'm 300-pound bodybuilder. I've reached the 300-pound club. You know what I mean? Fucking dozy fucks. Like most of these guys just want to reach that 300-pound mark. What for? Don't you realize how much stress you're putting on your body and on your digestive system? You have to listen to your body. You can't force your body to digest more food then you're shoving down its throat.
So hang on, what are you weighing now?
295.
295, and you're in pretty good condition. You know, you're not.
I'm all right condition. I wouldn't say good, but you know what? Like I said to you, for a 295 guy, I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't. I mean, I've seen you a lot heavier, but not necessarily as in good condition. What's the heaviest you've ever been?
310.
How did you feel?
Horrible.
Did you?
Yeah, horrible, mate. I couldn't move. I couldn't tie my shoelaces. You know, basically, you're putting on all this weight to be disabled.
Yeah.
It's really weird, isn't it? If you think of we as bodybuilders are doing all this, you know, you're supposed to look after your health. You know, people say, oh yeah, I get my bloods done and this lot. Yeah, you get your bloods done. But anybody can get their bloods done here. When they're off a cycle, and your body is going to normalize when you're off a cycle. But if you're on a cycle for like 10 months of the year, and you know that's when you need to be having your bloods done.
Yeah.
And you know, and the people don't realize. And then, even though you're having your bloods done, that doesn't mean that just because your bloods are coming back correct means that your health is fine.
Yeah.
You got other aspects in your mobility. Most of these bodybuilders can't wipe their ass at 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's hard. You know, if your mobility, your flexibility, and everything. You know what I mean? So really, why put on that extra weight and be less mobile and have less endurance in the gym? I'd rather weigh a little less and get more out of my workouts.
Yeah.
Instead of be huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf, and I'm passing out after a couple of reps.
Did you have any actually physical or mental health issues when you were that heavy?
No,
you just felt like shit.
Yeah, mate, it's just like it was uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to remember, you know, it's uncomfortable sleeping. Your shoulders are going. Your arm's going to sleep, so you're rolling on one side. I'm a side sleeper, so you know what I mean. So then you're rolling on the other side. Like these are the things, then you young kids don't hear about putting on weight. And then you got to ask yourself, and you know, these bodybuilders, what you see, you know, and they're up to a certain amount, and they've been training for 10 years, and all of a sudden they say to you, oh yeah, next year I'm going to come in bigger and better. Like, you've been training for 10 years. Your nutrition is almost spot on. Your training is probably, you know, 90%, but whatever you're showing on the Instagram looks spot on, yeah? So everything you're doing is spot on, and you probably maxed out on taking steroids anyway, and now all of a sudden you've had a new lease of life and you're going to put another 10 pound on. How does that work? Something has to give. You're doing something what you haven't normally done before, so either way you haven't eaten as much food, so you're going to eat more food. So is that a good thing? That you're feeling sick of eating anyway, and you're putting your digestive system under that stress. You're forcing your body to do something it doesn't want to do. And another thing, you got to ask yourself, are you taking more gear now? You think that more gear is going to help you now? So, and you got to ask yourself, there is something what you're doing to put that 10 pound on, what's going to be detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not healthy. It's not a healthy sport.
One thing I've noticed about you don't eat massive amounts. I remember we went to Nando's once, and I think I ate more than you, and I weigh as much as your leg.
Much as my ball size.
Not that much, mate. Not that much.
I was on PCT then.
Yeah, and you don't eat like huge volumes. You okay, and I
try to eat more condensed food, condensed calories.
Okay, like what?
You know, like you can get a tin of rice pudding there. It's 400 grams, and it's got almost 80 grams of carbs in it.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So something like rice pudding there, I can eat about a couple of tins of them a day.
Okay.
And the sugar content's not too high either.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy the right ones.
Yeah.
And it's a good alternative to get to, you know, from eating pasta or normal rice or something.
Yeah.
So it's just easy to digest.
One thing I've noticed, apart from Ronnie Coleman, with the really big guys, they don't eat as much as you actually think, and actually some of them actually struggle to get even like a moderate amount of food in. Do you struggle to eat, or?
Of course, I do get to a point where I struggle to eat. That's why I wouldn't use orals. Orals, like, diminish my appetite.
They kill your appetite.
Yeah, they kill my appetite. So you need to find out what's killing your appetite. There's different things for different people. This is why, we live in a society now where people rely on coaches to tell them what to take. So they tell them to take X, Y, and Z. But out of X, Y, and Z, you don't know which one is causing you the side effects. So isn't it better for you to just take X first for a couple of weeks, and X is fine, then go on to the Y, and then thinking, oh, both of these are fine. Oh, actually now I'll put a new compound in.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get some side effects.
I've seen some cycles, and I think the one that really stood out in my mind was he had I think he was on 2 or 3 different types of anti-estrogens.
Who was?
I can't say.
Oh, yeah, oh, sorry, yeah.
He said he said he had him on, I think it was 3 different types of
Why?
That's exactly what I said. Why would if like anti-estrogen, why do you need to take 3 different types? Like, and some of the, like I've seen like lists of 3 different types of orals, and you think, well, we don't need to take that and that and that, like you say, with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like, listen, we're male here. You know what I mean? I'm male anyway. But
I definitely am.
Yeah, so I don't know about some of these...
changing your mind?
Not changing my mind at the moment. I'm happy with a cock and sock, you know what I mean? No, what I'm saying to you is, like, the thing is, the most powerful compound to a man is testosterone.
Yeah.
Why are you going to take anything apart from testosterone? So why wouldn't you take the most powerful compound, testosterone, to start off your first cycle just on its own? Why would you want to put in, like I know kids are 18 years old taking Tren. 18 years old taking Tren.
I remember, I've 17-year-olds I've heard be taking Tren, and it's disgraceful.
And I'm like, who's your coach? And they tell me who their coach is, and the coach is an IFBB pro. And I said to you, your coach, do you listen to his stories, what he speaks about on his Instagram? He goes, yeah. And I go, what does that tell you? He goes, what do you mean? I go, the cunt is complaining about his health all the time.
Oh.
So you're listening to somebody who's doing what he's telling you to do, and you're going to end up like him.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be better for you to listen to somebody who is, basically his health is good, and is somebody who you want to look like?
Yeah.
Not physically from the outside, as well as from the inside, how he feels.
Yeah.
There's guys who are 18 years old, and they're like, because I put some funny stories on my on my Instagram, and I get girls messaging me saying, oh, when you were talking about PCT the other day, I think my boyfriend needs it. I go, why? She goes, oh, he can't get it up.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, he needs to get his bloods done.
Yeah.
You need to force him to get his bloods done. You know what I mean? Because obviously, like, at that age, he shouldn't be feeling like, I'm sorry. And if he's having problems now at the age of, 18, what is he going to feel like when he's at 25?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's 19-year-old, 18-year-old guys walking around like your granddad who needs Viagra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's It's sad.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about this.
Yeah.
And these are young kids taking advice from so-called gurus.
Do you think it's because the coaches want to get those before and after pictures and they don't care how they get there?
I'll tell you one thing. What I've got the biggest problem with coaches is this. Every coach will show you before and after pictures, yeah? Every coach will show you this. And they'll show you, getting ready for a show, a girl getting ready for a show. But where's the aftercare of these clients? After a show. Where is the 12-week plan from after they step up from stage to getting back to normality? Why is the first thing a coach is telling their client, oh, as soon as you get off stage, you know what, have a burger, have a pizza, enjoy yourself for a couple of days, and then go back? How about you've been depriving yourself, depleting yourself of water for the last 24 hours? How about you drink 4 liters of water straight away?
Yeah.
Before having any food. You know what I mean? Let's get your organs working again properly.
Yeah.
Let's kickstart them. Get that water down you.
Is that the first thing you do when you've done a contest?
Yeah.
Because I've done it, and I've gone out and I've gone partying, drinking and taking whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I look back now and I think I could have killed myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I've had situations where before, and like, after a show, I've scuffed myself, and to the point where my belly's stretched and hurting me. And mate, it's the most horrible feeling where you're just eating for the sake of eating. You can't stop eating, and you're telling people to eat, and they've not had that taste for 12 weeks on a diet.
You can't shit.
Mate, they get constipated, everything, and the more problems they have, and then they put on like. Some guys I've known, and they're like proud of it, and they put on like 20 pounds in like a couple of days, and they balloon. And can you imagine that effect you're having on your heart?
Yeah.
That's people don't realize the most damage, most competitors are causing themselves is after the show. The first week after the show is where they're causing the most damage. That's why, like, straight away, I will say to my clients, first thing, get that fucking water down. You show me that you've drank that water. I'll be like, show me you fucking drank that water. If you don't, I'm not going to tell you what you can have to eat after.
Nice.
And then I'll say to them something like, have a burger, something with not too much sodium. But a lot of people, like, they'll tend to like all you can eat sushi, but they don't realize how much sodium is in there.
Oh, so much sodium. Yeah.
You don't realize that.
Have you ever blown up after a show? Because you.
Oh yeah, of course I've.
Because I've seen these swollen ankles like 2 days after. I never had that when I competed, and I used to eat a lot of crap.
Mate, I've had this before, but you know what?
Is it diuretics?
It's everything.
Right.
It's everything. It's a combination of everything. It's a combination of your kidneys are not working properly because you're at the point of where you're using diuretics to deplete and everything. So what do you think? If there's no water in your body is 70% water.
Yeah.
But most of these fucking coaches and clients, these people in the industry, 70% shit, bullshit.
70%. Yeah, 70% Anavar.
You know what I'm saying? It's
I know.
Yeah, so it's like, the industry, at the moment now is like, it's fucked up. And then you got somebody like, is it George Peterson who passed away? What's his name?
George Peterson.
George Peterson passed away. Look, the guy was taking so many fakes, steroids. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
No, like, basically, when they did the inquest, they tested him for Mastron, they tested him for Tren, they tested him for Anavar, Clenbuterol, all the drugs what you would be taking before the Arnold Classic, negative.
What?
He was only taking tests, and he was taking Equipoise, which was nearly out of his system.
Okay.
And this is a pro who can't get real gear.
Right.
The problem is, Giles, we're living in an industry now where people are taking advantage of people, and it's basically people who aren't bodybuilders are making money off dumb bodybuilders. Because end of the day, there's too much fake gear about.
Yeah.
And then people are going to be taking whatever, and they're thinking
that's the problem.
Yeah, and you got people saying, "Oh, I need to take more gear because it's not working on me." No, it's not that it's not working.
Do you know what really scares me is when like the compounds that like female athletes will take, like they're very expensive raw materials and they're the most faked.
Yes.
So if they think they're on, I always say to them, look, if you're going to do that, you get the best quality stuff that you can possibly source. Otherwise, it ain't what you're taking. You could be you think you're taking Primo, you're actually taking Trembolone. And what would Trembolone do to a woman's body?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
irreversible.
Yeah, and that's what I tell most girls. I said to them, listen, the chances are, if you're thinking you're taking Anavar, you're not taking Anavar, especially from the companies you're telling me you're taking.
Yeah.
Especially from the coaches who are giving you this. And your coaches will know exactly what it is. Because at the end of the day, you're a client. They're making money off your online coaching. They're making money off selling you gear. Double whammy for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got and most girls think they're taking Prima. They're not taking Prima. You know what I mean?
Tren. I've got knowledge on this.
And I said to him, like, you're honestly thinking you're taking Anavar when you got fanny flaps hanging down like a bulldog fucking nutsack. Come on, let's be realistic here. Girls need to talk to this. Let's not be delusional.
I know. I think you see a lot of women that come and go in the industry. They'll pop up and then that's it, and then you never see or hear from them again, and then you hear these horror stories years later.
Listen, I know a girl and she says to me, "Oh, I'm taking tests and I'm taking this," and she goes to me, "Yeah, but I love it." I go, "What do you mean you love?" She goes, "Oh, I love the way it makes me feel." And she goes, oh, I can wear my panties and it makes me come. And I'm like, I'm saying to her, love, listen to me. Now that feeling is fine. Yeah, you're fine now because you know what? Carry on doing that for another 5 years. You're going to have more facial hair than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a hairy fucking bumhole. You're gonna be basically all these side effects you're not gonna see now.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be
hair loss. Yeah. How many of these wearing wigs and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, and it's gonna be irreversible.
I know.
There's gonna be a day where it's gonna come and you're gonna say, you know what? I want a family now. And let's be realistic here. You know, people have been talking about, you know, like transgenders, yeah? Mm-hmm. We've been living with transgenders for years in bodybuilding industry. Let's be realistic. Most of these women look like men. Mm-hmm. Like, no disrespect. Like, you know, like, come on, it's not normal for a woman to have 20-inch arms, is it? You know what I mean? No. Quads, like, you know what I mean, 35 inches. Like, let's look at these, you know, all respect to these women, you know, what they do and everything. But I just think to myself, like, there has to be a cut-off point. And there has to be, you know, because the thing about it is, it's like, it's a very small, you know, market for them out there. And it's mostly from these guys who got a fetish. Mm-hmm. And most of these guys who got a fetish are gay. Let's be realistic, you know what I mean? And they want to see big butch women to wrestle them about.
It certainly does go on.
And rub their fanny flaps in their face, you know what I mean? But that's another conversation.
Zach. Right, let's just switch gears a little bit, right? I'm trying to be all like, okay, because he makes me laugh. You do make me laugh, Zach. I mean,
all right, I'm just telling people, like, I know it sounds funny, and but it really isn't, though, is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Like, you know, the thing is, if I'm not out here to tell these girls what to expect, mm-hmm. and everybody else is turning a blind eye to all this, then hate me then for being truthful. Or rather, you hate me for being truthful, then like me for being fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I recommend to any girl, listen, get your anavar checked, get your prima checked, get your growth hormone checked. They're the 3 compounds you need to be taking only. If you need to be taking any more than that, you are not built for this sport.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. You know what I mean? Take up cooking, you know what I mean, or knitting, and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, if you have to take more than that, you're doing harm to yourself, What's going to be irreversible, and then you're going to be that miserable CUNT, what's going to be lecturing all the other girls and saying, bodybuilding ruined my life. No, love. You ruined your own life. You was happy traveling around the world, having that sponsorship deal. You know what I mean? Men paying you X amount to rub oil on your biceps and whatever weird shit you're into. But you were happy making that money, but you didn't invest the money, wisely. You spent it all on gear, and you thought this lifestyle was going to last forever. And now you have the audacity to say, bodybuilding ruined my life, girls. And you're all on this, high and mighty, agenda to put other girls off. You know, and the thing about it is I can understand these type of women basically admitting that it's their own fault. If they admit it's their own fault, fair enough. But when they're pushing the blame to somebody else,
they're not taking responsibility. Do you think it's because they get so focused on the goal and they do like the sponsorships and the attention and the financial kind of revenue streams?
Yeah, of course. It's the biggest, like, you're a superstar at one time, you know what I mean? And, but the problem is you have to be clever. You have to understand this is not going to last forever.
Yeah.
So you either have a backup plan, like all you little young kids, I'm thinking your backup plan is working as a security guard on the weekends on the club doors and thinking that's going to pay for your gear and stuff. No, you little fuckers. I feel like kicking you in your nuts. You know what I mean? And waking you up. Go to college. Get an education.
You said that in the show last week, and you said it in between. And you were doing your funny stuff and your outrageous stuff, and you being you. And then you said, I like what you said. You said, no, guys, look. You talked about negativity, and you said, look, no, guys, get a backup plan, get an education, because you've got a degree, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a degree in computing.
Yeah.
See, this dumb face is fool's day. You don't realize how hard it is for me to, make you guys think that I'm just a meathead. You know what I'm saying?
You're definitely not meathead, Zack.
But I love it, though. I love it when they come out with that shit.
You like that, do you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it when people...
The perceptions.
Yeah, I love it when people underestimate me, because it's good, because it tells me more about them.
Yeah.
Than me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm secure enough with myself about my sexuality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny when people go, oh, you need to get laid, that's what you talk about that. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I just been snorting some coke off a girl's titties last night, man. And I'm fine, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I've been riding my tongue down a crack.
Right, let's.
But that's on my OnlyFans page.
Okay, yeah, Zack OnlyFans. Yeah, we'll bring up the we'll bring up the name on the screen. Make a note, please. I did warn you, Lauren. I told you we had to. I made a sign an amnesty. You would freak out. All right. So now I first met you in 1998 at the E50 Mansfield. You were in the juniors, and I was like, holy fuck, who is this?
See, that's what I mean.
With the Ali G ponytail.
This is what I'm saying, Giles. This is what young kids don't realize. You young little fuckers out there, or just you nobodies out there, you message people and say, oh, can you sponsor me? You know, them days, only the top 3 or 4 or 5 people in the British Championships would get a sponsorship. It was an honor to be a sponsored athlete.
Yeah.
Now any Tom, Dick and Harry can get a sponsorship. And the problem is, and these guys do F all for a sponsorship. They don't give nothing back. They're thinking they deserve a sponsorship.
I know. I remember I was working at for John Citrone supplement company, and this guy rang up, and I remember the guy's name, I won't say his name, and he went, this is how I said, hi, Peak Body, I was at the company, and he says, my name's he said his name, and he went, I've just won, it was like some local show. Got any sponsorships? I swear to God, that's what he said. And I was just like, I'm not really sure how to react to that. How do I handle this one?
Like, I won't tell you this person's name, and this person, like, my mate sorts him out with a appointment with Kerry Case.
Okay.
So he goes down to Kerry Case, and Kerry Case says to him, man, you got awesome physique, you know what I mean? You can get far in the sport and everything. Just get your diet right and everything, and just little pointers and that. Like, oh, but forget about that. But what can you do for me? And Kerry just says, you know what? I'll speak to you later. I'm busy. Yeah.
I think I know those.
Yeah, and that's the last he heard of him.
Oh,
you know
my God.
You
sign the check.
Yeah. So you see what I mean? The arrogance of some people.
So, now, basically, I think it went from one extreme to the other where not enough pro cards were given out, and now it's too much. And you're the person I think of when I think about how the pendulum has gone from one where not enough to too many. Because Zack, I saw you at your first British Championships in 2000, and you were what, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, 2nd, and it took you like basically 9 years pretty much of doing the British almost every single year to get your pro card. You were pro worthy when you were 21.
Yeah, but you know what?
Nowadays you would be.
Yeah, but you know what? The crazy thing about it is it's like now you see guys like traveling all around the world to get a pro card.
Yeah.
And you know how much money they're spending for that pro card, and just so they can say they're a pro. And then what happens is they disappear into the sunset. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you want, a pro card, and be able to call yourself a pro, then by all means, go for it. Who am I to put a damper on your dreams? You know what I mean? But for me, I wanted the British title. I wanted to win on home soil. I wanted to say to people that, able to say, I'm a British champion. Yeah. Not, I'm champion in Zimbabwe. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got my pro card in Zimbabwe, or I got my pro card in Ethiopia. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what it's like, isn't it now? People are going to countries where they know the standard is crap.
Yeah. I remember, I've got I just remember the frustration in 2008, and you just took fourth, and you were absolutely, 2006 when you worked with Dorian, you were big.
Yeah.
But 2008, you brought a package, and I was like, I said, a bit better condition. I said, that guy's top 6 Olympia. And you ended up getting fourth. And I was like, what the fuck? What the hell does this guy have to do to get a pro card? Do you remember? Hang on, I've got...
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do you remember this time? Do you remember this?
Oh my God, yeah.
I found this, as it's very dusty. Yeah, look.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was the article what got me my Nutrex contract.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
That's all right.
You know what I mean?
I was buzzing because...
That's why I always say to people, listen, you guys, you get an opportunity from somebody like Giles or whatever, my advice is to you is, if somebody says to you, listen, let me do a photo shoot with you, let me do a write-up about you for a magazine, take it with both hands. Because I tell you one thing, you never know who's gonna see that article.
Yeah.
And you never know who's gonna email you. You know what I mean? You never know. And you know, if I never did that article, I don't know where I would have been.
Zach, can I tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
What happened was, it was 2008, you just took fourth of British, and I remember just thinking, like, what the hell does this guy have to do? Because he is, I was starting to think there was a bit of conspiracy against you, because it was just ridiculous.
It was hard to take.
But that year, I mean, there was a good standard. You know, you had like Alvin Small, Daz Ball, Stuart Court. You know, these guys were like huge.
Which has, you know, the funniest thing is nowadays, guys cry like babies. we took it on our chin.
Yeah, like a champ. A champ.
Yeah, we took it on our chin, and you know, took it on our chin and went back to the woodworks and trained our arse off and came back a year later.
Yeah,
and that's what we did. We had no choice, and we didn't cry about it on social media TV. Oh, I should have won. Just let the fans talk.
Yeah,
and they did the talking for you.
Well, because I saw that and I thought, okay, what does this guy have to do? So I thought there's 2 ways I can help. I said you need to get like a bit better condition for next year. So I spoke to Neil Hill.
Yeah.
Neil said, well, he says, look, Giles, I'd like to work with him. He says, but I need to meet him first and see if we get on.
Yeah, gel, yeah.
You know, he says, if we gel, he says, I'm up for that. Yeah. So I said, okay then. So you and Neil started working together. And then I spoke to Robert Kennedy from Muscle Mag.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, this guy, I said, he's the next big thing. You know, I said, he's awesome. And I sent him some pictures or whatever. And he was just like, holy shit. He said, we want this guy first. And then he said, but the only person we want in the UK to do the photos is Kevin Horton. And if you want to write the article, and I thought, oh my God, my name is going to be next to Kevin Horton on a feature. Yeah. And I remember ringing you and I said, Zach, and you went, I'm off my diet, mate. And I went, get up, get your ass on the treadmill. I said, get your ass on the treadmill, get back on throw the pizzas out. Well, shoot, whatever. I said, seriously, mate, I said, it's a really good opportunity. And you went, okay. Like you said, okay, then I'll do it. And you did it, and you did the shoot, and that got in, and then and the Weeder contract you got as well. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was.
Like I said to you, but the thing is, you know, people don't realize, you know, the opportunities, what can happen for you if you take a chance.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, everybody's like, oh, what can you pay me?
Yeah. Well, not always, but there's some.
But what you can pay me and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's more and more with people, Yeah, the good old pictures.
They're good. That was another one with Kevin that I wasn't at. That was after you won the British.
Yeah, that was after the British.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the pictures I took for bodybuilding.com on stage. Oh, look at that. Look at my hair there, mate. I can't.
Fucking old.
Like someone stepped on your toe there, mate.
Yeah. Or somebody squashed my willy.
Hang on, how do I get off this now? Sorry, I don't know why I'm just... And so then in 2009, I remember being at the... Do you remember when the Welsh Championships?
Yeah.
That was 5 weeks out. And I remember Bill Tierney, the president, come and sit next to him and he says, Zack Khan's just weighed in, Giles. He says he's 127 kilos. He said he's 279.4 pounds. He said he's 20 stone and he's got shredded glutes.
Yeah.
And I remember because I flew down and Neil said he'll pick me up in the works van. He says, I've got Zach with me because obviously I was staying in Tenby or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we all drove together. Yeah. And I just remember getting to the airport and he says, Giles, he says, he rang me. He said, we're at the other end. He said, we'll start waving our arms. So I looked over And I couldn't even see Neil. And then I just saw you, like you had a yellow top or orange top or something. And I was like, well, I can't. I said, you may be half a mile away. I was like, I can spot him.
Oh, Neil, it was the best prep I ever had with Neil. It was funny as fuck.
Was it?
Yeah, Neil, he's a top guy, you know what I mean? He's so passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so passionate. Yeah. And he gives so much into it. It's like he's dieting as well with you.
I think because I think that's what it is. He's kind of living his extended career through you guys.
Yeah, through, you know, Flex at that time and me and whatever. And he was like getting that buzz from it, you know what I mean? I remember it was the last cardio session I was doing. And he took me he wakes up in the morning and he goes, come on, let's go for a cardio walk because this is the final depletion day.
Yeah.
I was fucked anyway.
Yeah. You were staying at that guest house, weren't you?
Yeah, staying at the guest house.
Yeah.
So we went for the walk and we were walking and my legs felt like a ton of bricks. And we're walking and then must have been walking for an hour and I ended the cardio saying, there's these massive stairs. I'm like, holy fuck. So there was the only stairs what led to the guest house.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm walking up them stairs and Neil's like just jogging up like, I'm going, this fucker. And I'm going clonk, clonk. Got to the top and crawling up there with me hands, mate.
Were you?
They were that steep. I'm not bullshitting to you.
In Tempe?
Yeah, they were steep. And I got there up and I'm trying to keep a brave face and he goes, well, come on, you get showered and everything, then we'll have breakfast and whatever. Mate, I went upstairs and I just laid on the bed and I fucking knocked out.
Did you?
Yeah, I was knocked out. It was the hardest prep ever.
Yeah,
mate, it was.
I remember because after the when you were on stage when you won the Welsh and because you needed to qualify, he comes in and he says, what do you think we need to get off him for the British in 5 weeks? And I said about 12 to 14. I said, realistically, in 5 weeks, a guy that big, 12, 14 pounds, and he'll be absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
And he got 22 off you.
Yeah.
He took you basically from 280 to 258.
Yeah.
And I mean, that look at the British. I mean, I remember me seeing you before, and I said, I've never seen your head so small. It's like your head was tiny, like that. It was that was small for you, but it was good condition.
Yeah, but I had to be that shape, innit?
I know. Yeah.
That's what they were looking for in the British.
And that was a tough year because you had Sean Tavernier, you had Daz Ball, Stuart Core.
Yeah.
You know, Alvin was Alvin in that one? Alvin was second.
Yeah.
I mean, they all brought their A game, and there was some big names there.
Man, they were all big lads, weren't they? You know, overall, you know, you had Sean and you had Pat Warner.
Oh, God,
so,
You look good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was, like I said to you, people don't realize how hard it was for us to get the pro card then. But you know what? It was different times, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they won't know these kids nowadays because they're from this era.
Yeah.
They're from this era where everything's about social media. Everything's about, like, I'm seeing, like, nowadays this new trend, like, bikini girls training like powerlifters.
Really?
Like, yeah. It's like, what are bikini girls doing partial deadlifts for?
Do you know what? I have seen that.
And I'm like, why are you training like this? Why are you training to get your joints bigger? You know, you need to accommodate, get your waist wider. You're doing all these movements and what are going to make you look wider. Instead, you want to be looking narrow, small, waist, everything. Like the American girls train totally different. They do totally all isolation stuff, all fluffy stuff. You know, and you got these British girls training like their boyfriends are training.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's like most of the girls are training for bikinis and because they're taking that much stuff, and then they're like, oh, I don't fit bikini, I'm figure now. I'm figure. So let me get this right, love. You rather take more drugs and eat more food to get bigger and do more damage to your body to reach a physique what is unattainable for you, where it's going to cause more stress to you, but instead you can stay natural and still be in bikini.
Yeah.
Like, what are these girls thinking? They're like, oh, I'm too big for bikini. I'm figure. Well, no shit, you're training like a bloody powerlifter.
Because of your style of training. So your training has to fit the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Not that you have to fit a division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what
train accordingly.
What your boyfriend's telling you. Listen, most of these girls train how their boyfriends or the coaches tell them to train. It's totally wrong. You can't be doing these stupid movements, like squatting huge amount of weight. Like, why are you squatting for 6 reps?
Yeah, a big booty.
Don't get me wrong. Then you got these fat girls there. These fat girls thinking they're powerlifters. No, I'm telling you, you got fat girls now because they don't want to diet. They're fooling themselves by saying, "Oh, I'm a powerlifter." No, love, you're not a powerlifter. You're just a fat, greedy pig. So because you don't want to diet, and you're thinking just because you're squatting a couple of plates there, you could squat them plates there without having to weigh that much. But you're fooling yourself and thinking, oh yeah, I don't need to diet because I'm a powerlifter. This is a delusional, what's an industry we're in. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Zack, I want to talk about something that, for me, you were ahead of your time with when, after you'd had the leg injury, and, it was really looking like, shit, but you then decided, your sponsor at the time, you decided to really get creative with your video blogs in the black and white, because nowadays it's kind of everyone's doing it because that's the done thing. Yeah. But at the time, I mean, you were putting out, was it every week?
Every week.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically what happened was, obviously, I got that injury, unfortunately, and I felt bad for Nutrex. They were still behind me at the time, which I respect, because most companies would have dropped me at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah,
a lot of companies would just go, sorry, you're not,
Yeah, so they kept me. So we did the blogs, and they were just a hit. It was unheard of at the time.
Yeah.
Like the Road to Recovery blogs, and they were just like, they were doing so well, and it was just one of them things were just like, then Rich Piana started doing blogs, and then other people started doing blogs.
You were the first.
I
remember the one where you filmed it as if it was like through your eyes, where you were asleep and you were like snoring, and it was black screen, and then all of a sudden it faded to, and you were like, oh, and it was like you had the camera, and it was as if it was through your eyes. I thought that, like the creativity, and it was constantly creative. I loved it.
It was
funny as well. Funny.
Yeah. The thing about it is just like, what you get a lot now is like, you get some people to get injured and they hide away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they don't want the sponsors knowing and stuff like that, which I understand totally. You know what I mean? And then you got fans out there who just can be real cruel. And you've got to have thick skin in this sport, because you got these people behind these keyboard warriors, and if you're not ready for it, they can really mess up people's heads.
Your mate Michael said, he said Zack wouldn't be still doing what he's doing today if he hadn't of. He said with the shit he's had over the years from people, there's no way that he'd still be doing what he's doing now and doing what he loves.
Oh, listen,
I've seen brutal stuff towards you.
Yeah, man, it's my only way to say to him, fuck you. I do what I want to do. You don't control my destiny. You don't what's in a control how you make me feel. You know what I mean? And because your life is shit, and you want to project that to other people out there, and it's the same effect, isn't it? It's like, listen, if you're a guy and you want to lose weight, and all your mates are fatties, and and you're the one who wants to be different, and you start looking after yourself, and you start saying to your friend, oh, I don't want to go out this weekend because I don't want to drink, I want to look after myself. And then your friend say, oh, you're boring now, you're this and that, and then you have that peer pressure where their negativity is rubbing off on you. So your friends are actually dictating. Some people are weak enough to fall and say, oh, I ain't got no friends now, you know what I mean? I best forget about this diet, forget about losing, forget about feeling better, because all your friends around you are negative fuckers. So it's who you're around. If you're around positive people, you will succeed more. Isn't it funny how most people have got people they can go out with on the weekend, every weekend, and get pissed off, but they haven't got even one or two people to set up a business with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it?
How have you personally dealt with, how have you kind of got past that kind of either, like they said, sort of friends trying to pull you into negative situations, or how have you dealt with, because you've grown, you've built your own business, you're successful.
The thing about it is, Giles, it's like this, you got to learn. And the only way you're going to learn is you have to get it thrown at you. Either you're going to sink or swim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this sport, this sport is very cruel, and it can be very harsh, and it can spit you out. And, you know, and a lot of people have got mental health problems from this. But what a lot of people don't hear about, steroids itself will give you mental health problems. Because, you know, when you're used to feeling like Superman on tren and all this other compounds you're on, all of a sudden then, what's it now, your coach says or somebody says, you need to come off now, clear the system out. And they come off for a couple of weeks and they're like, oh my God, I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
I don't like this feeling. But nobody talks about this. And then you've got these coaches that are out there offering mental health advice, and none of them have even got a GCSE.
But they're creating the need.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's dangerous.
Why?
Because they're not qualified to talk to somebody about mental health. Why not talk to a professional? I can't give you advice on mental health.
What have you ever had any real? I mean, obviously, were you injured? And I remember I came to see you the day you came out of hospital.
Yeah.
What was the kind of the lowest points for you, and how did you pull yourself out of it?
Fuck me.
It's quite a few.
It's hard, you know. It's fucking hard.
Because I remember I came and I came to your house, and it was like I really felt I empathized because you're in that flat.
You know, people. That's the funniest thing about it. You know, when I look back at it now, I was in lockdown before anybody else was in lockdown. I didn't go out of my flat for 3 months.
Oh my God!
I was in my flat for 3 months.
Yeah, remember I brought all those DVDs down for you and everything. Thai food.
Yeah.
£100 worth of Thai food I got in me eating a day.
You know, I always say to people, you will realize who your real friends are when something bad happens to you.
Yeah.
When you need help, when you need something. When the times are good and you're on top of the game and everybody's your best mate, everybody. But, you know, because a lot of people thought, oh, yeah, I'm not going to make it through this injury. I won't be back again. And I was. Yeah. And then all the people who were nowhere to be seen were like, oh, hi, Zack, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, how is everything? You know, mate, forget it now.
You're done. I remember when you did the Dallas in 2013, wasn't it?
Yeah, no,
2014.
2014 or 15.
You got 7th, and everyone said you should have been about 2 or 3 spots higher.
Yeah.
And there was a friend of mine, and she messaged me, and she said, Giles, it had me in tears when he got on stage. She said it was so emotional. It was so great to see Zack back and looking amazing, and she said it was like really like it was a real sort of...
A lot of people said that to me at the time, you know, like following my journey and everything, like they felt they're part of it.
Yeah.
And that was the thing what I give to people. I give people hope.
Yeah.
And you know what people don't realize is like when I was going through all this, I never once said to people, I felt suicidal, or I felt like days when I was like...
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, there was days I felt fucking like, really like thinking to myself, I've got nothing to live for. I remember, because I rang you twice on the day you injured yourself. I rang you in the morning for some reason, and I rang you again... And I think you rang me, and you said, Giles, you never guess what I've done. And I said, what? And you told me you'd had the accident. And I went, I was driving. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing it. And I said, nah. I said, you sound too calm. I was in shock. Yeah, you're in shock. Yeah, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And but you said, that's it. My career's over. Yeah. And that's the only time I've ever heard you even. There was two times. That time, and also when I think you had your 3rd operation, and you were like, you were getting a bit worn down by it. Mate, I was, my 3rd operation, I was. You were sick of it by that point. Yeah, I was just like, fuck's sake. They fucked it up, didn't they? Yeah. And you know, I honestly just was like giving up. I was giving it up then. I was giving up, and the only thing what kept me going was like I just thought to myself, I owe it to myself to get to the other side. I owe it to myself, and I owe it. And I owe it to these haters to put that middle finger up at them and say, fuck you. You can't put me down. You can't talk shit about me and say, it's over, I'm never ever going to be back in the gym. And the middle finger to the doctor, you know what I mean? Yeah. And to all these people, and I just slapped myself out of it. Like, you know, and I was just like, what am I thinking like this for? Why am I thinking like, this is it now for me. This is the end. I don't want to live no more. I can't do this anymore. I'm just fed up of life. I was just fed up at that time. It was just like so much waiting and everything. You know what I mean? And I just thought to myself, my God, what do I need to do? You know what I mean? What do I need to do? Like I'm saying, God, give me a breather for fuck's sake. Did you start thinking at some points, why me? You know, like a lot of people do a lot. I didn't think why me. I just thought why now?
Yeah.
And why this many times? Do you know what I mean? It's like once, twice.
Just for a bit of clarity, you had the operation, things were healing, and then they'd done it incorrectly, and you had to have it done again and again, and then I think I spoke to you after the third time, and that's the only time you weren't really upbeat and positive and really kind of like, I'm going to get through this.
And then after, I thought to myself,
it's taking the piss.
Zack, stop being a pussy boy.
Yes.
I thought, fuck this, I'm fucking gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought to myself, I need to get out of the house now. Yeah. I need to get out of my flat. So what I did was I joined the gym where there was no bodybuilding. It was a pussy boy gym where there's all machines, everything. Nobody knew me. I hobbled around. I trained my upper body, and then, you know what? I felt alive again. I felt alive. That's why I understand Ronnie going to the gym the way he is. You know what I'm saying?
Zach, you sent me this picture.
Yeah.
I think this is the picture. No, actually, it's one that's like this. And you hadn't trained for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you looked literally like that. No, I don't think it's that one.
No, it's not that one.
It's not that one. No, you're actually in the gym there. Oh, what have I done? Yeah. Okay. So.
There's a change.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, it's not. It's maybe not there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I didn't take nothing, so it was like, when people said to me, oh, you're only that big because you take X, Y, and Z and this, so I'm like, mate, I didn't take nothing for 2 years there.
Nothing for 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. What was the point? What was the point, Giles?
Yeah.
You know
I like that. See, I like that attitude. And I remember you posted a picture of, it was the first time you'd actually squatted again, and it was on a Smith machine. You went right down, and you posted it, and it was like the guy was panning, and it was like that psychological barrier of getting under that bar.
Yeah.
And thinking you're going down, are you going to get back up? Is like the fear that, like people who have car crashes and then they're scared to drive again.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's the mental aspect of it than the physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you got to get over, the mental aspect, And that's why, anybody who has an injury, I feel for them. It's like, I can't, when people show you these crazy accidents, what happened on YouTube and stuff like that, or on Instagram, and I'm like, I can't watch it.
I can't.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
I don't like that. I don't think the guy, Ryan, who ripped his pec, I mean, that literally haunts me, that freaks me out.
That guy, Larry Wheels, he's injured so many guys, it's unbelievable. My God. Don't get no advice off him, mate. He's a power lifter, whatever. He's injured himself.
Bicep, yeah.
How many times has he injured himself?
Yeah, he's had a few.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And they're all doing this.
I think
Instagram
for the Instagram
for the egos.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's only one Larry Wheels. There's only one Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
There's only one Dorian. There's only one you.
Yeah.
Don't try. I wouldn't try and train like you. I wouldn't. Well, you.
The problem is most of these guys, as soon as the camera comes on, they feel like they need to lift up 100 pounds more.
And did you? I mean, have you seen all this thing now? That the latest trend I've seen the last couple of weeks is people doing they're doing a sit up in the air and they're pressing shit, and I'm just thinking, why? Or they're doing deadlifts with a bar in each hand and a harness on, and it's like, I can't believe if you did that. Don't put it. They do it for Instagram, and I think why do that? What's the point?
Yeah, you see
for likes.
Yeah,
Ugh.
And then they've got some guys barbell and curl a girl or something, or
it's so stupid.
Squatting a girl.
I think it's at the end of the day. Let's not be too. At the end of the day, it's like
the thing about it
encourages people to do it.
Yeah. The thing about it is that's the problem you've got, Giles. Is people who need to be sponsored in this industry are not getting sponsored no more because you got people like them being influencers are doing stuff like that, basically, and they can pay them peanuts.
Yeah.
That's the problem now.
So have you never fancied moving to Dubai and becoming a fitness influencer with your own brand of bands or something?
I should do, innit? You know what I mean? Me own what's the brand of Viagra for these guys? You know what I mean? Fucking, because how many of these girls fucking message me saying that their boyfriends can't get it up after they've seen a post? I'm like, I'm shocked.
It worries me that the guys' girlfriends are messaging you to tell them that their boyfriends can't get it up.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's a red flag for me, mate.
It's probably them got female buddy accounts.
Yeah, oh no! Sounding you out, mate.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing about it is, it's like you said, Giles, we're in this industry now where I feel sorry for the younger guys because they've got to sift through a lot of shit to get the goodness out of it. And there's only certain people who will. A lot of people don't. A lot of people, you give them the right advice and they're thinking it's bullshit. So you know what I mean? Like this one kid I was training him, and he's only been training with me for a month. Peter, he goes to me, how long do you think before I can compete? I looked at him and I went, well, what do you mean compete? He goes, I want to compete in men's physique. And I said to him, maybe about 2-3 years. I mean, yeah. He goes, I was thinking about 3 months' time.
Oh.
I said to him, come here. So I got my phone up and I said, you see that picture of me there? I was 15. I go, do you look bigger than me there? He goes, no. I mean, there you go. I go, at the moment you ain't ready. So what he did was, because he didn't like the answer, he went to another trainer.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Until somebody gave him the yes.
Yeah.
Mate, he didn't have an ounce of muscle on him. I'm not going to bullshit somebody just for money and say, listen, I can get you ready in 3 months. When you're putting your name to somebody and he looks like a joke, you know what I mean? But I was helping him and I was saying, I will help you to get to that point. But it's not going to take 3 months. It's going to take 3 years.
I remember when I sent you one of my progress pictures once, my last show, and I remember my answer to you when you suggested I should do men's physique. I think it's only once each when we've been snippy with each other. Once was when I asked you when you had the legs done. I said, how do you wipe your ass? And you said a bad swear word to me. I'll admit it. It's the fucking same as you fucker. And then there was a time when I sent you a progress picture of my chest and abs and everything. I was like, what do you think, mate? What do you think? And you're like, you should do men's physique. And I was like, no diss to men's physique, but yeah. You came to my show as well. And you said, Giles, are you definitely competing? And I went, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm competing in Leeds. And you went, I'll come. And you came especially. I really appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
I come because the thing about it was, Giles, like I said to you, I've known you for so long. So
24 years.
Yeah, and it was only down the road from me. You know what I mean? So that's why I came up.
So if it was in Scotland, you wouldn't have come?
Definitely not.
Bastard.
I won't be wearing a kilt.
Yeah.
Getting that fucking wind drifter up my ballsack.
Okay, and on that note, should we take a quick break? Because I need to go to the little boy's room, and I think we need a coffee, and then we can cover some more ground. But this has been fantastic, Zack.
No problem. That's fine. Okay.
We'll be right back in a second. Okay, guys, and we are back. I've had some coffee, chocolate, and Zack, it's snowing, mate.
Oh, fucking hell.
Should we make a snowman?
Yeah, I'll make the snowballs.
Zack.
And I'll make the snow boobies.
Snow boobies. Okay.
I'll make an Insta-ho, you know what I mean? Sticking a booty out, and I'll just stick a brown eye on there.
Okay, lovely start again. Zack.
Let's get one thing straight, and you know what? People think I've got something against these Insta-hoes, you know what I mean? I haven't. Only thing is, like, guys, you know, who are bloody simping over these girls, like, oh my God. It's like, you know, you see a girl and she's training like back and she's showing her arse off, you know what I mean? It's like, got nothing to do with...
I do that.
Oh, I know you do. I wear my mankini.
Do you know, I've never actually taken a phone into a gym. I mean, it's different for guys like you, because you're a pro, you've actually got a following, you know?
No, actually, I leave my phone in car.
Do?
Yeah, because I think for that 1 hour, it's my time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't want to hear nothing bad, and it's just going to mess up with my workout. Yeah. Or somebody ringing me, doing me head in, annoying me, or somebody, an Insta-ho posting a booty pic and me getting distracted. And the wrong muscle getting pumped.
Do you know what? You remind me of Ronnie. That you can be a little bit quiet before you train, but 10 minutes into the workout, it's like it literally, you can tell that it's the best part of your day.
Oh, I love it. I love training. You know what I mean? You have to enjoy training. And that's the thing now. You know, most of the people you see on Instagram and these places, they don't love it.
Yeah.
You can tell it comes through. Listen, guys, if you're going to post a workout and there's no intensity in it, and basically it's like watching paint dry. Why fucking bother? Why set up that tripod? Why waste your time on a workout where you're just looking around and going, 1, 2. I can do that with my dick. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? On Pornhub. and I'll be getting better reps than you. I'll be doing rest pulls. I'll be doing supersets. I'll be doing giant sets. You know what I mean? I'll be doing rest pulls.
Why does your arm start aching?
You know what I mean? I'll be doing slow concentric reps.
Oh
no! So guys, if you're gonna post something what's gonna motivate people. Because most of your workouts are boring as fuck. I'm being honest.
Zach, I was in a gym, I won't say where or when, it was in the last couple of years, and I have trained since there, but this guy told me off because I was walking through the middle of the gym, and he told me off for walking in shot.
Yeah.
He had his phone up on a bit of equipment on the cable crossover, and he was filming, I swear on my life, he was filming himself benching a plate. And he was for Instagram, and he told me off because, oh, bro, you messed up my shot. I'm like, this is a gym. I'm training myself. This is not something you really want to be showing off, mate.
No, listen, you know, for you guys out there in gyms and hogging certain amount of dumbbells and hogging a certain area of the gym, please, fuck off. You haven't paid for that gym. You haven't hired the gym out. There are other people who want to train, okay? So, like, I had this one guy and he goes, I go, how many sets you got left? He goes, oh, I got a few. I go, what's a few? 2, 3, 4, 5, what?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, 4 sets. I go, 4 sets? I looked at him, he goes, yeah. He goes, oh, I like to, train high intensity, high intensity, you know what I mean?
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm watching this guy here, and he's training, and he does 1 rep, 2 rep, 3, and he goes, and puts the racks there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he puts the plate up, and does 1 rep, 2 reps, 3. Then he puts a bit more weight on. and he's like, it's fucking snorting somebody's kegs or something. I don't know what he was snorting. Like he went in his bag and just sniffed something.
Oh, did
it must have been fucking. Remember Jeff Cakes from wrestling? His kegs probably. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. And I swear to God, I saw him doing the rep on the bench. And it was like 1 rep, and it was just 1 plate with 20 on each side and about 5, yeah.
Oh,
and he was arcing his back like he's been butt fucked. and I just turned around to him and I just said to him, mate, pathetic.
Did you?
He was right offended. I went, that's fucking pathetic. He goes, yeah, whatever. I go, yeah, whatever, it's pathetic. You know what I mean? I got wasted you doing 4 sets to do that. It's like, guys, what are you filming nowadays?
What's the biggest gym fail you've seen?
biggest gym fail?
Probably that one.
Oh, fucking hell.
You've probably seen a few over the years.
You know, the most gym fails I've seen is the reps. You know, the way the form is. Like, 99.9% of the people have got shit form.
Do you know what? That's one thing I noticed about your training now is your form is immaculate. Because I remember when you first started being trained by Neil Hill, and he said, I can make some big changes to Zack. He says, because his form's quite loose.
Yeah.
And he said, I know straight away that's a way I can improve his training. I mean, that was back in 2009.
Yeah.
But like, that's something that you do have. You're very good form. I've noticed.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, that's why you need somebody to tell you that.
Yeah,
if you're training with your mates and you're the most knowledgeable guy, you're the biggest guy or whatever, nobody can tell you that. So you need to go to somebody who's more knowledgeable than you. You need to realize, why is that muscle group weak? What's happening? Why is it not engaging? Why am I not improving? If you're going to be doing the same workouts and the same way of training, it's like, and you're not going to improve, are you? So like, if everything else is improving, it's like for me, like, you know, for me to say to somebody, build big arms in 12 weeks, it's a really bullshit, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, I can just fucking look at my arms and they'll grow. You know what I mean? I can just go to the bathroom and lift my dick and they'll grow. Like, let's be honest. But if I said to people like, how to build big legs in 12 weeks, now we're talking. Now we have to engage that muscle. Now you have to think about the reps. Now you have to think about not throwing the weight around, not using momentum. now. You know, so it's so easy for any bodybuilder or anybody to say, oh, I'll build big arms like me or big shoulders like me. But tell us how to, why is your back weak? Why is your chest weak? Why is this weak? Tell us how to build that.
I think we all go through the crazy, we have to learn that at the start. I mean, I remember when I was 19, 20, I'd be piling on stupid amounts of weight for me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but I learned that's you can't always train like that, and you're going to end up injured, or you're going to end up getting to a point of so much progressive overload that your form suffers, or every rep's a forced rep.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, and you think, okay, I need to start finding other ways to stimulate the muscle.
Yeah, like I said, you know, the thing about it is whether you're doing high reps, low reps, HIIT training, whatever, there is no wrong way of training. Let's be realistic. But there is wrong and right way of executing reps. You know, feeling the muscle, squeezing the muscle, contracting the muscle.
Is that what you've learned over the years?
Yeah, that's what I've learned. You need to know how, you know, if I'm doing bench press or something, or you know what I mean, and somebody says to me, stop. You should be in control and knowing that I need to slow this weight down now. If you can't do that, it's way too fucking heavy for you. I see guys bouncing the weight on the chest and throwing it up like it's a fat bird they pulled on Friday night. Fucking big titties in her face. You know what I mean?
Crack a rib.
You know what I mean?
I'm on about the bench press, not the fat bird.
The good thing about fat birds is wherever you touch, it's titties, isn't it? You know what I mean? So it's good. That's why I like girls off season.
I get cramp in my arms. Zack, you're a bad influence.
So at night time, it feels like I'm sat on a leather sofa. Nice and cushioned.
Zack, do you know what, mate? I mean, we've known each other, like I said, properly, I think since 2006. I've always loved your sense of humour, mate. It's always been...
Well, I'm glad you love it, because I love it. It's so funny, yeah. I get people following me on Instagram.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, I get people following me on Instagram, and I look at them and I went, I wonder how long it's going to take for that person to unfollow me. And I wonder what post it is what made them unfollow me. Then I look and I think, yeah, it was that one.
Do you know what? I've got to be honest, right? There was one point where you had your big account, like 1 million or something followers. Yeah. I was thinking, is he trying to push his luck? Is he trying to get himself... What was that deliberate, or was that just you literally wake up and say, I'm going to post about this today again?
No, it's just like... Listen,
because you had warnings.
Yeah, but the warnings were stupid.
What, like?
Like, come on, like, you know, I didn't post anything what wasn't already on Instagram. This is what's crazy. People will post about transgenders and, you know, about, you know, like the only thing it was like, I just said, listen, it's like this, Giles. You know, if you got a daughter or you got a son. And you know, if my son says to me, "Dad, I don't feel like a man. You know, I don't feel like a boy.
Yeah,
I feel like a girl." So instead of me thinking to myself, "Okay, son, I'm going to take you to the doctors and they're going to chop your willy off and we're going to give you some hormones and make you feel into a woman and grow some titties and stuff like that."
Yeah.
Or I could just say to, or I could just think, when he says, "Dad, I don't feel like a boy," I would say, "Okay, here, take some tests.
Okay.
Let's balance it out."
Okay.
Yeah, which would be easier, which would be less messing around with his body. Like I'm going to butcher my son's body for him to feel that way. And that's all I said was that.
Right. Okay. And then obviously people got
and I got all these transgenders wanting to kill me.
So tell me, what have you learnt? What have you learnt from your?
What have I learned from experience is that you cannot say what's on your mind.
Right. Okay. No, because the thing is, like your account is very different. It's not just loads of pictures of you. It's a lot about, you talk a lot about a lot of kind of things going on in the world and
I just talk,
subjects.
Yeah, I talk about people. You know, you got to be aware. We're stuck in this bubble of bodybuilding. Yeah, and I'm just not a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder is a part of my life. Bodybuilding is a part of my life, and there's other aspects to all of us. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's not just promote bodybuilding. There's more to everybody. There's more, you know, what are your hobbies? What do you do? You know, let's not just think, let me post a meal of me having eggs in the morning and chicken, and that's why I don't follow many bodybuilders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's boring.
Dear.
Yeah, because last thing I want to see is meals they post, like it's not even fun meals, like, you know what I mean? like you don't need
not happy meals.
Yeah. I'm gonna sue them because I had a McDonald's Happy Meal and I wasn't happy. I thought I was gonna get a blowjob after.
I definitely won't get one of those at McDonald's.
I thought that was a Whopper. That's what I meant by
Zach, I don't want to know about your Whopper. Like you don't want to see my snake. I've actually got a pet snake. So, I mean, have you ever thought about this? Okay, it's a bit of a. Have you ever thought about doing some sort of stand-up comedy?
Oh, never.
Sit-down comedy.
Fuck you.
Lie-down comedy.
No, I don't do comedy. I'm just brutally honest. So it's not comedy, is it?
Yeah.
That's the problem, you know what I mean? I'm just honest. I'm just telling you what's in my fucked up head.
Do you think it's because you're too authentic, and I think maybe that just doesn't sit well with the world right now?
Yeah, we live in a...
I think we're going through a bit of the world's going through a bit of like the woke thing. I think it's going to...
No, we live in a society now where people can be offended easily. Everybody needs a safe space. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck's sake, safe space, man. You know what I mean? Like,
safe space.
Fuck, you know.
Get a panic room.
Yeah. you know, people can just, you can't mention anything really now, can't you? You got the feminist agenda saying masculinity is toxic.
Toxic masculinity, yeah. I watch a lot of Jordan Peterson, and he really counteracts that well. I like the way he deals with that.
Yeah.
It's like, how dare you say that? It's like it's the opposite. It's the opposite of chauvinism for me.
Yeah, the thing about it.
Male chauvinism.
Yeah, the thing about it is also, a woman can be masculine and it's fine. She's not toxic. But if a man is masculine, what he's meant to be is toxic. And also, if a man says, what's it now, he doesn't like a fat girl, and they'll say, oh, he's like this or like that, you know, he's picky,
fattest.
Yeah, or whatever, you know what I mean? But if a woman says, oh, you're too short, and she starts laughing at you, oh, she's a queen. Yeah, she's a queen. Fucking, there's only one queen, and that was Freddie Mercury, all right? and he used to like riding his bicycle, and I like riding my bicycle, which she's at home.
I'm just visualizing you hoovering now with your leather skirt on.
I want to break free.
Yeah. Oh, what? Got to do a video on that for Instagram. That's the challenge.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Zach, one thing I always want to ask you, what triggers Zack Khan?
What triggers me?
Yeah.
Triggers me is, fucking hell, a lot of things trigger me. Like I said, at the moment, you know, the industry, the way it is, like I said to you, like, bikini girls training like powerlifters.
Yeah.
You know, people have got an answer for everything, you know what I mean? It's like, listen, and so much drugs the women are taking in the sport. You know, they're taking so much drugs and they're fooling themselves and they're saying, oh, Team Natty. Yeah, and they got
hashtag.
And they got a fucking Scooby-Doo hanging out their pants. Scrappy's nutsacks.
Oh, also, you know, people really like the fact that you were channeling He-Man and Scrappy-Doo in your workout. Is that who you was your source of inspiration?
That's the thing now, isn't it? You know, when we were kids, and we had these cartoon characters we looked up to: He-Man, Thundercats.
Toxic. Now He-Man's toxic masculinity.
Yeah. That's what I mean. All these things are like being, you know what I mean, cancelled. So it's like kids, what they've got now to watch. Yeah.
Well, do you know what I mean? Think about the action heroes we had: Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren in the 80s. Now you've got like, I mean, Robert Pattinson. He wouldn't even train to put a bit of muscle on to be Batman. He's like, no, I refuse to. It's like it is different now. It is different.
Yeah,
but then you got The Rock. You got The Rock, and you got Batista. And
yeah, but they're not really good action. They play themselves in every movie, really, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not really acting when you play yourself.
I don't like Batista though, because he wouldn't look at my abs. That's true story. 2005, I was 3 weeks out from a show, and all it was the SmackDown tour, and they were training at my gym, and I was 3 weeks out, so I was so focused, I didn't even notice them all there. Yeah. Triple H was there, Ric Flair, all of them. And I went up to talk to Triple H after the workout, because he'd finished training, and I said, are you comparing the Olympia again this year? And he said, oh, no, and straight away, he saw I was in shape, and we started chatting. And then he said, oh, you look in good shape. And I've told this story a million times. Just go with me. And he said, show us your abs. He went, oh, wow, you look dialed. And then he called all the guys over. And Dave Bautista was the only one that just went like that. All the others were like, yeah, looking good, bro, and all that. Fist bump. And
that's what I mean. Is, you know, like,
Meanie.
The thing is... I'm
going to get Zack onto him.
That's the thing with bodybuilding. There's so many bodybuilders, what I looked up to, yeah?
Yeah.
But when I met them in person, my God, they're like fucking...
Really?
Yeah, disappointing.
Okay.
But I won't say their name.
I know, but who's the ones that you met and they actually exceeded your expectations?
Dorian, in his prime, yeah. He was, like I said, I was actually surprised with Dorian, like how far he's come from bodybuilding and what he's into now. You know what I mean? Everything.
He had his crazy dark years, didn't he? And I spoke to Dorian a couple of years ago, and I got a much different vibe. And I message him every now and again, and he's a lot. I think he seems more happier now and a lot very
like I said to you,
comfortable.
That's what I mean. That's the thing. A lot of people find it hard having a different identity compared to that bodybuilder.
They struggle.
Yeah, but the problem is the only reason they struggle is because of the fucking fans.
Yeah.
It's because of you fucking fans are so fucking cunts, going, oh, you're looking small. Yeah, no shit. We have to come off our cycle. We have to look smaller. State the fucking obvious. It's because of you many bodybuilders are staying in shape and are having to have abs all year round and never coming off a cycle. It's you, the fucking fans, are caused this problem, a health problem to most of these bodybuilders because they're too scared to, disappoint the fans.
You said to me when I came to see you last week, you said, when I'm done competing and everything, I'm going to slim down to 150 and I'm going to look like a men's physique.
Yeah.
And I thought was that serious?
Yeah, I'm serious, man. Why?
Really?
No, what? Let's just, it'll be like this, man.
Mate, you're born 250.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, what
200-pound baby.
No, what I'm saying to you, Giles, it's like this. Eating won't be my priority no more.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
but I'll still eat good food and whether it's 3 meals a day or 4, whatever I need to survive in that day. Like without eating junk food. I'm not the type of person who wants to just eat some crisp or whatever.
Yeah, but then I saw that you sent me that picture when you had your injury and you hadn't trained for 3 months at all. Mate, you were still huge. I mean, what would it take for you to downsize?
I don't know, but it'll be interesting to find out.
I think you'd have to literally be in a concentration camp to get down to 200 pounds.
Put it this
Seriously.
way. Put it this way. It's something I love to blog.
Wow.
Yeah, I love to blog it. Because,
would you?
Yeah, I would love to do it. You know why? Because instead of people saying, oh, you look smaller, it'll be a reason for them to see that why I'm looking smaller.
Yeah.
Because this is my priority now. I'll say, listen, I'm on 4 meals a day. This is what I'm doing. This is, I won't do no cardio. I just want to see where I fall to before I can start adding cardio in.
Yeah.
Why? What's the point adding cardio in when you're going to lose weight anyway on 4 meals or 3 meals? Yeah. And let's see what happens. Nobody's done that.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I think Dexter Jackson missed a trick, didn't he?
Yeah,
he missed a trick there. Yeah, he could have done that.
He could have carried on and it would have been relevant.
I remember he posted, he said, I just love the fact I'm not tied to eating all the time.
If any of you bodybuilders out there do this, remember where you heard it first, okay?
Right.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying is like, why not show it to people? Like, this is why I'm doing it, instead of like, you're hiding away and they see a picture of you on Instagram saying, oh my God, you've lost so much size. You know what I mean? And this is a problem.
It's fan peer pressure again, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like you fans can be horrible little bastards. And the problem is most of these bodybuilders they got mental problems anyway and insecurity issues, and this doesn't help them. It's true. It's true.
I remember when I did the Phil Heath tour.
Yeah.
And he had we had one of the seminars, it was an 8-day tour, UK tour, and on one of the seminars he wore this top that in photos it kind of made him like Dorian's TARDIS tracksuit made him look smaller.
Yeah.
He wore it deliberately. He said, and in the photos it's like, wow, I've just seen you yesterday and you looked. It was one of those tops that didn't really accentuate his shape. It made him look quite narrow and I just remember thinking like so how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Like that people, like it's just.
Some bodybuilders they can't handle it. Yeah. And I know a lot of bodybuilders who can't handle it. And I can tell you right now, like being realistic. There's a lot of bodybuilders who hardly come off cycles because let's just think about it. Your fans aren't stupid. Like think about how many shows people are doing. And just think about how many shows somebody's doing. Somebody's doing 2 or 3 shows a year. When are they actually having a break?
Yeah.
Some bodybuilders don't have a break for 2 or 3 years. And you know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Have you had any like problems with over the years? Any lessons you've had to learn with prepping and gear or anything like that? Or
like I said to you, I've always been, you know, on top of my blood work and stuff. It's something where I always, you know, thought, like, don't get me wrong, there's times when I thought I was taking good stuff and I wasn't.
Right.
And my blood work told me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because obviously it's not where it's meant to be.
So what happens?
Basically, if you're taking X amount of drugs, then there should be certain things happening with your estrogen and your test levels.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're taking like 150 milligrams of test, then your test levels should be certain amount on that.
Yeah.
And if they're not, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
Underdose, fake.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, why am I not ripping off my purple-headed warrior? I've been on the cycle for 4 weeks. I'm normally like, fucking
Purple-headed warrior.
you know what I mean, Giles?
Blue vein custard chucker. Oh no, Zack, you're a terrible influence.
So you know, just being on a cycle.
Tell you later, love.
Just being on a cycle,
Yeah.
It'll tell you about what type of gear you're taking.
Okay.
Yeah, well, people don't understand. So it's another good reason. It's another good reason for you to have your blood work done. Like, I've never had no issues. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. My dad had problems with his heart and stuff, and that's why I always make sure once a year I get my heart scan done. You know what I mean? But just because what people don't realize is just because I get my heart scan done today, tomorrow could still drop dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you're doing all this doesn't mean, oh yeah, everything's fine, I can live forever. You could just have a cup of coffee and all of a sudden you have heart palpitations, or you could have an anxiety attack. Anything mentally, it can do that to you. Then you say, oh, steroids to blame. You know what I mean? Most of the time, steroids is not to blame. What is to blame is other drugs you're taking with steroids.
Yeah.
Half of the people going out snorting coke, taking other stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't be doing both at the same time. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Also, yeah, steroids are to blame. Let's not be naive about it. But all I'm saying to you, you can be taking the perfect cycle, you can be having the perfect blood work, you can be getting your heart scan done, everything done, and you're thinking, I'm great. You know, I've got nothing to worry about. And next day or something could happen, God forbids, and then it's like steroids.
Yeah.
And that's what they love to do, push that agenda in at number one, straight away, steroids, you know what I mean? And that's what happened with George Peterson, isn't it? His father died early. He wasn't that old.
I think he was 37, because I'm sure I heard the same age.
Yeah, similar age.
So, I actually spoke to George 2 weeks before, but we had a bit of a dodgy Skype connection.
Oh.
And I said to Lauren, I said, you know what? I said, I'll get you on after the Olympia, but you know what? He looked so tired.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to leave it. And then 2 weeks later it happened. It was, it's so sad.
Yeah, like,
I love George. He's such a great guy.
It's like people don't realize, it's like, because the bodybuilding now with social media and everything, you hear about it and it makes a larger noise when somebody dies in bodybuilding. It's like, like Tom Prince just died.
Today? Yeah. Tom Prince.
Yeah, and he was on dialysis for years, wasn't he?
Yeah, kidneys. Because he retired early, didn't he? His career was just getting going.
Because and you see, what can you say? What can you say? Like, listen, either we die. We all think that. Do you think anybody's gonna be safe and die a happy death when they reach their grave? We're not. We are trying to stay, healthy as long as possible to get to our grave, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's what we're actually really doing. We're trying to prolong the process. And whether we die from this or that, there's going to be something we're going to die from at the end of the day. So you just have to live your life and enjoy it. And the main thing is make an impact on, other people and help out as many people as possible, because this is a selfish sport, Giles. And we do think about me. And only the people around you are friends, what you can do for them. It's sad to say sometimes, you know what I mean? And these are the type of people you need to be careful of. You know what I mean? Like they just your friends there for what you can do for them, and then they disappear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem with this industry. Is you always hear like people will, you know, it's called networking. No, it's called what you can do for me. That's what it's called. You know, that's the problem. It's like if you can't,
hell yeah,
if you can't do nothing for nobody, then they don't want to know you. That's how it comes down.
Well, it's like I told you in the break. I said last year I had some bad news, and there were some people I expected to kind of say, you know, and they didn't, and I was a bit shocked by that. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah. That's what it always happens like that. It always happens.
But I tried giving the benefit of the doubt, like you said, like you didn't know, you didn't know my mum had died, and everything, and all that, you know. So, but I'm not like. But there were some people that I just thought I would have put money on reaching out, and
no, that's what I mean. I wasn't even following you at that time, and you was, and you were.
Well, you were on your 50th Instagram account.
So I wasn't to blame. You know what I mean? No. Yeah, that's what I mean. This sport, we can be really selfish, and you know, and I think you know what, just because you know. I'm a certain size and I'm a certain way, and just passing that knowledge on to somebody else, it's not going to make my candle light any dimmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like, you know, we're here to help one another. And but the problem is people are not helping people, they're doing business. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. People ask me for advice all the time. I don't mind answering a few questions, but when they just after one and another, guy, I got online service. Why don't you just, you know what I mean, purchase one? It's not expensive compared to most people. I've seen what some people charge. You know what I mean? And if that's how interested you are, then pay for it, because it's going to make you accountable and make you want to do it. But when you give free advice to people, they don't listen to it. That's the problem.
I remember once this guy, he was asking me for advice, and I almost pretty much gave him full prep advice, and I was asking him for like progress pictures and progress pictures, what funny angles, and in the end he didn't listen to any of the advice I gave because he didn't value it. There was no
like I always said to people is like before they ask me about advice on dieting and stuff like that, I'll say to them, for 1 week and log your food. 10 out of 10 times, none of them do. Because if they put that effort...
if they want to be told.
No, they go to me, no, I eat this, and this. I went, no, I want you to write it down. Every day, log it, what time, so that way after the week, I can count your calories up and work out. By you just saying that to me, I need to know when you consume food. Whether you were at one biscuit or one chewing gum or whatever, just write it down for a full week, and then I will do your diet. You know what? None of them come back to me.
Really?
None of them come back to me.
Bullshit detector going off.
See what I mean? So for me to put that effort in, you match that effort with me. You know what I mean? It's like with anything.
They just want the secret for free.
The secret, there is no secret. I'm sorry. I don't take T-Rex's fucking balls, you know what I mean, for high test levels, and you know what I mean? There's no special steroids out there. What's available to me is available to you guys. And that's it. Then it comes down to we're all on a level playing field, and we're all eating, you know what I mean, as much as we can eat. And training hard. Let's be serious at pro level. You know what I mean? Is there any has anybody got any edge on anyone? No, it's only genetics.
And you know what? I mean, I've filmed many of you pros and top bodybuilders, and you know, and you all train hard. I mean, when I did the tour of Brandon Curry, I mean, he was off at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and he was kind of cruising along, and you know, ready to go back to Q8 to really put and he trains on that tour, and he trained so hard. And I said, I thought you said you weren't training hard. And he says, well, I'm not. He says, that's kind of 70% for me. He says, when I'm really putting the pedal to the metal and I really want to, he said, really push. Yeah. That's when the magic happens, you know?
Yeah, look, with Brandon Curry, you know, people say, you know, don't leave your wife and kids there, and you can't make it. He made it. Go to Kuwait.
2016 Olympia, Bob Chick was asking him at the press conference, is there a room where you're dropping down to 212?
Oh, wow.
And you've barely scraped through on points. 3 years later, he's winning the Sandow.
That just tells you if you just need somebody to give you that boost in it, that confidence, and look at it where you need improving. And the problem is a lot of people, bodybuilders, if you give them a bit of criticism, they don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm shocked him. You know, when fans say something to certain bodybuilders, how they cry like bitches.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck me, man. Take some estrogen blockers. Motherfucker.
Estrogen blockers.
Oh,
Yeah.
You sound like fucking Little Man.
Yeah.
You know, from that movie. Remember that little man who pretending he's a dwarf real hair. He's a dwarf, but he's pretending to be a baby. You not seen it? What's it?
No, he had a CGI face.
No.
Hang on a minute. What am I? The one with the
Type in Little Man.
Little Man. Actually, something weird going to come up.
No, don't worry.
Little Man.
A purple-headed body will come. Little Man the movie.
Little Man. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the kid. Yeah, the kid. No, that's CGI.
Is that CGI?
That's CGI.
I thought it was really a dwarf.
What? Hang on. Hang on. Play video.
They're two brothers.
Oh, don't play it.
The copyright.
Yeah, the copyright thing.
Oh,
yeah,
bollocks.
Yeah,
that one there?
Yeah.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Is it? Oh, he's a short fellow.
I don't know if it's short or what.
I think it's CGI. He's got and he print and he's some.
Oh, the CGI. What's it now? On a little kid, is it, or something?
Yeah. On a kid, they put the face.
Oh, on a dwarf or something.
Yeah, I've seen that film, and he's trying to con them, and he's a con man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of bodybuilders. I'm shocked, you know, how much.
How did we get onto that? No one's laughing.
Next we'll be seeing dwarf porn.
That's in my history. Hang on a minute, that was a weekend I was away. Right, Zack, I want to change lanes now quickly. Right, you've done tours, you've been all over the world, you've with kind of the height of everything. You've been,
mate, the tours. It was the best thing about bodybuilding. Meeting the fans from different places. Man,
I mean, when Brazil, you did a 4-week tour, was it? Or
yeah, Brazil was crazy.
Was it?
The girls are bigger than the guys in Brazil. They are bigger than, because all the guys there are into MMA, so they're really like 5'2" little guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and the women are like wellness women. Big,
wellness women.
Big booties, strong legs, and they're dwarfing these guys. And it look like these guys are like little men walking around with them. I'm not lying.
So Brazil's just cancelled this, mate. So hang on a minute. Why haven't you moved to Brazil then?
What do you think? After talking about that, what's her name now? What was her name? Who was using fake weights, and I called her out.
Oh no,
Gracie or something.
I don't know. I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, she was like squatting 4 plates and like in the way where I went fake weights.
Did you?
All the Brazilian guys had me. Oh my god.
Oh, did they come after you?
Like on the internet, like
yeah. Oh wow.
No, I just said it. Go listen, it's fake. I'm being honest with you. You know what I mean?
Were they like plastic weights, or were they just one fake, one real, 2, 3? What?
You know what they use them lightweights for photo shoot type of things, don't you? You know what I mean?
Because sometimes if they're doing 4 plates, they'll have, so it doesn't look like it's too easy, like a bar with some plastic weights. Yeah. They'll have 2 plates and then 2 fake plates.
Mate, I'm sorry, but I've done like 4 plates and I saw her doing it, and it was like she was moving it way too easy.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was way.
And you called her out?
Yeah, I just said that's fake. That's you know what I mean? Yeah, but the fans, it's crazy. You meet different fans from different places, and there's some fucking smelly fuckers out there. Guys.
I thought you were going to say something really inspirational, and I really,
Guys, if you're going to come to any bodybuilder at expos, wear some deodorant for fuck's sake. And guys, and you can see from a mile when a kid's coming up and is a bit nervous. As a bodybuilder, have some hand sanitizer. Yeah, because you can see him and he's wiping his hands down, and you're thinking, this climbing.
I remember one year, what was it, Body Power one year, and you said you were just fist bumping people because so many people were shaking your hand, and it's like, that was before the pandemic, so you were like, you were ahead of your time again.
Yeah, like I was, because they were just sweaty.
All day. I mean, say Body Power or the Olympia, one of these expos that you've been at, FIBO. Yeah. I mean, how many people would you be shaking hands with unless you just fist bumped?
Yeah, like fucking hell, you're talking about 500 a day
Yeah.
to 1,000 easy.
Yeah.
1,000. It's just non-stop.
Yeah.
Non-fucking stop. But I love it. But but then you got guys in, like, you know what I mean? You got some guys and they'll like take one picture and they'll say, "Oh, no, I didn't take it properly." That, guys, have your cameras ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking, it becomes a photo shoot.
Yeah. So what was I've asked Ronnie Coleman this. What's I mean, obviously you get people that because thing is, like, you've made an impact to people's lives that you've never met.
Yeah.
They maybe DM'd you. Have you ever actually met someone face to face that's come and said, "Look, Zack, I was a pussy boy. I am no longer a pussy boy because of your videos. I've been inspired by your journey after your injury on."
Yeah. Listen, you know what? I'm in a very fortunate position where I've changed a lot of people's lives, and when they sent me messages about.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I've met them personally, face to face, and you know what? It's the best feeling ever, is knowing that you've changed this person's life, and this person was suicidal. You know what I mean? And he's now in front of you, and he's positive, and it's great when you can change somebody's life that way.
What's the the biggest impact? The one that you were the first one that pops into your head. Don't mention names, but you can.
No, it's just like, it's like, what's it now? Like a homeless guy, you know what I mean? And this homeless guy, like, basically got beaten up by some thugs, and they broke his legs, and then he was in the hospital, and he came across my blogs, and basically it inspired him to like train.
Did it?
Yeah. And he goes, and he's a PT now.
Wow. So when was this?
This was a while ago, yeah. And it's like, wow.
But isn't it amazing that you can do what you do? You can go to the gym, you enjoy in training, you get to stand on stage, you get to do all these things and go all these places, and you can actually have someone come up to you and say, because of you, you've never met me before, because of you, my life is now completely turned around.
Yeah, and I think, what?
Privilege.
Yeah, and I think, what? That's better than any trophy or any, accolade, anything like that. It's just amazing that you can change somebody's life, because you know what? That will be remembered by somebody forever. What impact you made on somebody. It's like, certain the way somebody makes an impact on our life, like, our parents or whatever, and we always think, our parents or our dad is like Superman, and as they get older, you realize, like, you got to be Superman for him now. You know what I mean? You got to help your dad now, and you got to get him through a thing. Like, my dad suffered from dementia, like, and he was going through it for a while, and like, I'm not ashamed to say, like, I had to wipe his ass. I could, and I could see on his face, it was demoralizing for somebody knowing that you can't do that for yourself, and you have to man up. You have to man up in these situations. It can't be all just about us anymore. My dad sacrificed so much, coming into this country with nothing.
Kashmir.
Yeah, he came, you know what I mean, and he worked his arse off to get his kids through college and, university, and least I can do, pay back, innit? You know what I mean? Do that for him, and, may God rest his soul, you know what I mean? I'll never forget what he did for me, and that's why is another thing. I will never, ever disrespect him by letting myself turn into something what he wouldn't want me to be. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I would not let myself be something what you wouldn't be proud of. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just like, things like that in life. In bodybuilding, we can be stuck in this bubble and think about ourselves only sometimes, and we need to realize that we're in this position to help other people as well.
Yeah.
And it's good to help other people, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this body is just a vessel for us in this lifetime. It's our soul. We don't know what's going to happen, whether you're a Muslim, Christian, whatever you believe in, you know what I mean? We all have a soul, whatever's going to happen, who knows? You know what I mean? I'm not here to dictate to people, like, your religion is right or wrong. You got a belief, great, have a belief. Believe in something, because belief is what's going to get you through hard times. It's going to get you through life when it hits you the hardest. That's where you need belief. You know what I mean? People think, oh, religion can be bad and this and that lot. Yeah, but it's anything. There's bad people. In every race, there's bad people, and in every race, there's good people. If you're gonna see badness, you're always gonna see badness in everything.
Yeah.
If you're gonna see goodness, you're always gonna see goodness in everything. And this is where I say to people, you need to surround yourself with positive people, because them positive people can either excel you or destroy you. You know, it's like you know yourself. If you got a rotten piece of fruit and put it next to a fresh piece of fruit, what's going to happen? It's going to rot the fresh piece of fruit. It's going to rub off onto that fresh piece of healthy fruit. And this is what, people can do to people. You know what I mean? Sometimes, and the crazy thing about it is sometimes these people who are are the most negative is your family. And that can be hard. Like sometimes I get kids saying to me like, oh, my dad doesn't approve of me, what I'm doing and stuff like that. I go, this is where you have to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Not fight with him, not like, you know what I mean? It's his house at the moment, so you got to play by his rules. You got to do what he wants you to do. Go to college, do your studies, but then do that after college. Go to the gym after college.
Yeah.
Don't just go to the gym and pack everything else in. He does right. You do that first, and then once you got your education as well, and then once you can move out, then do what you want. But while you're living under your parents' roof, you got to listen to them, whether it's right or wrong. You know what I mean? And we're not in a position to say like, they're right for doing that or wrong. That's the way our parents are, the old school, and they probably don't understand the sport, and they don't understand the sport. You know what I mean? Like, my dad didn't understand the sport.
My dad didn't. No.
Yeah, my dad goes,
why are you eating 6 times a day?
Yeah, my dad's going, why are you lifting up this metal things for?
Did he?
Yeah, because you're just hurting yourself and everything. I definitely hurt myself from it. But the thing was, like, the most proudest it's been with me was when he realized I've got my degree, and when he realized that I got my pro card and I was traveling the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when our next door neighbor was being a cocky fuck, and I knocked the hell out of him, so my dad was proud of that as well.
Did he?
Yeah. My dad goes, the next door neighbor's being a bit mouthy. I go, really? I go, let me see him.
Did you?
Yeah, I slapped him up.
Did you?
I could see my dad was proud that I battered him. But the thing was, my dad's old, he couldn't do nothing, you know what I mean? And this young guy, like, acting bad. I thought, but I didn't live at home then, you know what I mean? So he didn't know who was going to come round.
Yeah, did he?
I bounced him off the 4 living rooms in his house.
Did he?
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying, is like, family, man, guys, is important. Good people around you is important, you know what I mean? And cherish this time while we got it, because tomorrow, it's not promised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Zack, have you ever thought about being like either a motivational speaker? I suppose you kind of do that. You've been doing that for years through your social media, your platform. Or have you ever thought about one day maybe like mentoring like teenage kids or disadvantaged, like Cedric McMillan does, that sort of thing?
Actually, the funniest thing is, people say to me like, "Oh, what do you do?" I go, I'm a teacher as well. Like, I work as a teacher in Peru. It's a pupil referral unit where, kids who've got behavioural problems.
Yeah.
And it's the last resort. So it's like a hard knocks unit where they come to and like...
Sorry, is this what you're doing now or you were doing?
I was doing, but I will be doing it again. So I took a break from it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got these kids who have got behavioral issues, they're violent and stuff like that. So it's funny, like first.
But they're going to listen to someone. There's some sort of normal guy walks in.
Listen to this then. So I just went in there to teach them about just about nutrition first.
Yeah.
So I taught them how to read nutrition on food packets. Used to take them to supermarkets.
Did you?
Yeah. So I taught them what it's got high fat content. So I used to say to the girls and guys, what would you pick to eat there? I go, read it. That's high in fat. That's got no protein in there. That's got too much carbs in there. And I taught them this real life stuff.
The basics,
and the head teacher loved this. So from there, like, I was teaching them real life stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I used to take them to prison and said, this is where you guys are going to end up. Like, I got a friend, you know, who works in a prison and stuff. I go to him, listen, can you just sort out a visit for us? I want to show these kids where they're going to be ending up and stuff. And I said to that prisoner,
reality check.
Yeah. And the prisoner says, oh, we would love little kids like you in prison. Yeah, it just scared the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
It's like me, first thing, you know, when I first day I went there, they were using mobile phones in the class. And I said to them, have you got somewhere better to be? And they said, they're looking, and I went, didn't know what to say. I went, well, if you got somewhere better to be, yeah, I'd suggest you fucking go.
Did you?
Yeah, because I just want people here who want to learn
who want to be there.
Yeah, who want to be there. So if you have got a job or you got some drug deal to do or something, go. I'm not stopping you. I don't want you fucking here. And from then, like, they just went, fuck. I go, listen, don't call me sir, just call me Zack.
Yeah.
I'm on the same level as you. I treat you with respect. You treat me with respect. And I got them in the other teachers and stuff like that. Because I'm brought up on the streets. I know how these kids think. And they didn't believe how I got them under, like, manners.
Wow.
Yeah, so you
wow,
know,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so they used to go to gym once a week. Used to take them through workouts, kill them.
Thing is, even things like nutrition and discipline, I mean, that's good starting points for kids who've had no discipline, who've had nobody tell them about nutrition and health and self-respect.
Yeah, and I said to, you know, I was talking to some of these girls, and they were saying, like, it's so sad when they're like thinking like, oh, I want to work in a factory as a packer. I'm like, why? Don't you feel like you deserve more than that? Because nobody said I could do anything better than that.
Yeah.
And it's sad, isn't it, when, you know, these kids have been told, that's the best you are, that's the best you can do. You know what I mean?
Know your limitations.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't even think about looking beyond that.
I said to him, listen, I go, that's fucking bullshit. You can do anything you fucking want to do. You know what I mean? But you have to put in the work. And this is your chance. This is your last chance. You've got to do this. Because if you don't do your ESOL courses and all these other stuff, in maths and everything, you know, most of these kids have been so neglected, they didn't even know how to tell the time on an analog clock.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's how bad, this is the school system. They're being neglected. You go to poor areas and kids are getting neglected. You would never get that in a nice, you know what I mean, posh area. School. You know, the schools what are in the hoods. These kids are being neglected because the thing is they're frustrated. They're from broken families and nobody's listening to them. They all got their own inner demons and all they want to do is be heard. Like all of us, we want to be heard sometimes. And also, and we keep shit bottled up, you know, like in the worst times possible. Like, you know, listen, I could be going through bad shit and everybody's thinking, oh, Zack's always smiling and happy and things. And then, one day I could just have a fucking breakout and then I have a go at the wrong person. I'm thinking, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? It's one of them things, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's where people, you know, who you least expect commit suicide because they're laughing and joking all the time. You're thinking, this guy's happy, he's got so much to live for.
Yeah.
But this, you know, these chemicals they can fuck with your brain with some people.
But going back to what you're saying about the kids, I think a lot of people, I think there's, Jordan Peterson talks a lot about encouragement, just actually putting some faith in someone and actually encouraging them. Like, people are starving for it.
Yeah, listen, kid goes to me, Zack, can I be big as you? Of course you can. I'm not going to say to him, are you fucking stupid? Kid goes, oh, I want to be a police officer, or I want to be something else, or fucking astronaut. I'm not going to say to that kid, you can't fucking do it because you're stupid. Put a limitation on his head already.
Yeah.
What's happened to from him being a little kid? This is why kids can't get out the hood. I said to him, listen, I was living in this neighborhood. This was where I was living, in this house. This is what my dad could afford at the time. This is where I was brought up. This is the same area as you guys. I'm just like you. I used my bodybuilding and it took me out of this area. I'm here to tell you the same thing. You know what I mean? You guys can do it. You just got to believe. Only thing is, your parents have told you you're losers. Teachers have told you you're troublemakers. Everybody's told you, you're worthless. And if this is the type of messages you're getting, it becomes programming. Somebody says you're useless, you're worthless all the time. How are you going to think? You're going to think, I'm fucking useless. I'm just going to sling some dope. I'm going to sell drugs. I'm going to rob somebody. This is what I'm worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You know what I mean? That's why, mentally you got to visualize where you want to be and what you want to do, and visualizing something and believing something, it will happen. If you ask the most greatest people, they will always say to themselves they believed in themselves. You know what I mean? And that's what all you got to do is believe in yourself. Whether life, takes a bad turn like it did with me, got my injuries or whatever, I could have gave up. I could have disappeared from the scene. I could have been working in McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, like 2008, I remember, so I rang you, I said, Zack, I don't, it's what, 8 years straight there, you were just, but you kept going, you kept that self-belief.
Yeah, I'm a stubborn fucker,
You just,
I don't know.
The thing is, you also recognize that you needed a bit of someone to help you with prep and help you with publicity.
Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, like, I'm a stubborn fucker. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I mean? But in my situation, it turned out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it kept me going.
Yeah.
It kept me going because I know, like, if I didn't kept on going, I would have ended up in prison, which is where all my mates are. They're all in prison. They ring me now.
Do they?
They message me going, yeah, I seen you in the magazine.
I tell you what, it did make me laugh, man, when you said in the video, and the video we did last week in last episode, and you said, guys, in the morning, get your phone and shove it up your ass. And then go out for a walk. Don't get on a treadmill. Go for a walk.
I'm being serious.
I like that. It was funny.
I'm being serious because as soon as we get up here,
I do it.
Yeah,
First thing I do.
Yeah, your mobile phone is in your fucking face. And then what happens is they'll be scrolling through Instagram and they'll see somebody else's life, somebody else's situation, and you're only seeing a picture, you're only seeing a snippet, and you're thinking, man, wow, I wish that was me. And it's not that you're jealous of them or nothing, but you can't help but thinking that, can you? You know what I mean? And that spoils your day. But instead of thinking, you know what? Get the fuck up, have a cup of black coffee, get out of the door, sun, sleet, snow, go outside and breathe in what Mother Nature has given us. You know what I mean? Not somebody's protein farts, but you know what I mean?
Or your dog farts.
Go out and you got a beautiful world outside. Out these four walls, and go out and, this is why people have got bad eyesight. All they're doing is looking at the phone and looking at the TV screen, and they're looking at the phone, looking at the TV screen. Booty holes. They're blind by the end of the fucking week. You know what I mean? Okay, I'd rather go outside to the park and spot a blue tick out there. You know what I mean? You know what? But you know what I mean? It's like we take nature for granted. And you know what? Before I had the dogs there, I didn't realize how many beautiful parks are around my house.
Really?
I swear to God, I go to different parks every day.
Mate, when I lived in Newcastle, I lived in a place 2 years, and I didn't realize I lived literally directly opposite one of the top 10 parks in the UK. I found out about the park that I could see if I looked out my window from Facebook, because it said top 10 park, and I thought, hang on, that's my road.
Yeah.
And there's this beautiful park. I didn't even realize it was there. I lived in this flat 2 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's beautiful. Like, I see the same dog walkers in the morning, and you have a conversation with them, and it's just a different world. You know what I mean?
You got 3 dogs now, haven't you?
Yeah, 3 dogs. Yeah, and like I said to you, I trust my dogs more than humans. You know what I mean? It's like animals is a different situation. You know what I mean?
My house.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you. Yeah, but what I'm saying to people is, don't take nature for granted, guys, because there will be a time when you can't get out and see the world and see nature and the beauty of it. If you're going to do cardio, why spend it on a treadmill? Walk out in the park. All you got to do if you're scared of Bill.
You're literally a foot away from my treadmill.
You know,
behind the curtain.
You know me. Like I used to have excuses not to go out when it rained, and then I thought, you know what? Fuck this! I got myself an anorak. You know what I mean? Like,
is that a breed of dog?
Sorry.
Is that? Sorry.
So basically, you just in when it's raining, whatever, go out and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like they say, hey, it's good to feel that rain on your face. You know what I mean? As long as it's not shit wet.
Zach, I think this is a good place to stop, don't you, Lauren?
Yeah, I think it's gonna go downhill.
Yeah,
now.
I've got a funny feeling. No. Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? About 20 minutes ago, you nearly had me in tears, and now you're having me laughing. And I just feel like this whole podcast, this whole episode was more than I've known you 24 years, and I knew what to expect. But I feel like, again, like you always have, you've exceeded my expectations, Zach.
Like I say, Giles, you know, we can all pretend we're somebody else on Instagram, and it's funny when I see, you know, bodybuilders pretending to be
filtered pictures, Photoshop pictures.
You know, there's nothing. You know what's worse than being arrogant is pretending to be you're humble. You know what I mean?
And you're not.
Yeah, and you're not. And this is what we've got in this industry. We've got too many fake people, and you know, like I said, Giles, love me or hate me, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
You'd rather people hate you for being real than love you for being fake.
Yeah, let's just end it on, I'm like Marmite. You know what I mean? Either you love me or you hate it. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say brown and sticky.
No, that's you fucker.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, guys, thank you for having me, Giles.
Pleasure.
And I hope I haven't bored you fuckers to death. You know what I mean? Well, if I have, and you've got problems sleeping and you got sleep apnea, just play this fucking podcast and you'll be snoozed out.
Hang on a sec. Lauren, you press record, didn't you? Oh, phew, okay. Can you just do that last hour again, please?
All right, Giles.
Zach, thank you, mate. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you so much. Zack Khan, MD Global Muscle, episode 50, episode 130 overall, but we've got to do this again.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. As long as the fans want me back, that's the main thing. As long as I haven't bored them to death. All right.
Well, I do this again. I do this every day, to be honest with you, mate. Honestly.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, and we will see you right after the break for Hot News. Okay, guys, it's time for Hot News for episode 50, season 4, episode 130 of MD Global Muscle. Now, we start with the very, very sad news of the sad passing of IFB Pro Tom Prince, 1997 Nationals champion. I saw Tom Prince compete at the 2001 Olympia and the 2001 British Grand Prix, and he was an amazing bodybuilder. A couple of years later, he retired due to some kidney issues, and sadly, recently this week, passed away from cancer at age 52. So, obviously, huge condolences to his friends and family. He was a fantastic bodybuilder. I remember the times when he was trying to turn pro in the late 90s. And finally, I remember when Kerry Kayes came back from the 2001 Night of Champions, where Tom was third. And I, because he was obviously, this was when he was really starting to make waves, top three in a big show like the Night of Champions, where there's like 40 guys on stage. And Kerry Kay said, Giles, that guy is a potential Olympia champion. He's absolutely incredible. He says, I was blown away. He says, I think you might have had him higher as well, but don't matter. But so sad. Yeah, Tom Prince there passed away from cancer. So with another sort of guy lost there, but like I said, he had competed since mid 2000. So it says here 2002. He retired. He was just 33 when he retired, so he was just starting to get go with his career. You know, kidney issues have actually affected a lot of bodybuilders for various reasons. Flex Wheeler had a kidney transplant, so Tom there is obviously, we've lost another great athlete. I know Bob Chick was very, very sad, because I know that him and Tom were very close, both from that California area originally when he was when Bob was living out there. But Gold's Gym, he was a regular. You know, he was an absolute monster. Some of the best hamstrings you've ever seen. I mean, the hamstring drop and his triceps were just amazing. And I was lucky enough to see him in the flesh competing twice, and he was absolutely awesome. Fantastic physique. And so very, very sad to hear this news. So, right, okay, then next on hot news is Samson Dada. I know I keep bringing Samson up. We had him on last episode. But, he's starting to post the progress pictures now. Now, he's 4 weeks out from the Arnold Classic. It's the big year for Samson. He's doing the Arnold Classic and the Olympia, which he's qualified by winning in Egypt. Not Egypt. What show did he win? No, he won Egypt. Yeah, he won Egypt. Did he win Egypt? Prague. No. Egypt. No. Prague. He won Prague. Yes, he won in Prague. Yeah. So he was third in Egypt. Then he won Prague. And then we saw him in Romania, where he took second to Rafael Brandao. You're looking very blankly at me. I can't remember. Well, anyway, okay. Enough talking. Let's see what the goods are. Now he's prepping with Milos. So this is the first really kind of, good, not sort of mirror or funny angles or in a vest training. So 282 pounds. I mean, like I said last week, I don't think people realize how big he is. So he's big, he's aesthetic. The waistline still looks nice and tight there. Looks great. The legs, I think, are bigger. I definitely think the legs are bigger. That's fantastic. Yeah, looks good. Everything. The thing about Samson is his lines, its proportions. He's very, very pleasing physique. And he's big. He's a big guy. He's tall, he's wide, he has a big frame, but he's filling it out very, very well. I remember when he turned pro in 2017 at the Diamond Cup. He was third at the British finals that year. That was the year that James Hollinshead won. I forget who was second. Second was second Jamie? No. But anyway, Samson was third place there. Then he went on to the Diamond Cup and turned pro and made top 5 at the EVLS Prague in 2018. I think he was 5th place or 4th place there. He's top 5 in his first pro show. And we all know the story of Samson in 2020 and the disastrous year. 2021, he finally got the qualification post-Olympia for the 2022 Olympia. And we're just very excited to see what he's bringing. There's some people actually think he could be a bit of a dark horse for the Arnold Classic. But could Samson crack the top 5?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he could be top 5. The thing is, be top 5. You got Justin Rodriguez, you got Brett Wilkin, you have Regan Grimes, William Bonac. I mean, this show is Cedric McMillan, past 2017 Arnold Classic winner. This show is going to be absolutely stacked. So if he looks good, he brings a condition, and gets a good placing and gets good call-outs, then he has absolutely gone to the next level, because the Arnold Classic and the Olympia, it's winning a pro show is great, but to go to an Arnold Classic and place well and get good call-outs, that is the next level. And then he's got 9 months to shut it down to prep for the Olympia, of which he has qualified for. So let's have a look. I'm assuming this is in the morning. I still like to see a bit more back on him. I would. I've got to be honest. I still think he could thicken the back out a little bit. But the lat spread looks good. I think, if I was to really nitpick, it's I feel like he just needs a little bit more fullness and thickness in the back going on, because his shoulders and arms are very, even though he's got great proportion, I still feel he could put a little bit more thickness on in that area, which I think it would just finish him off beautifully. Because what would you say is Samson's best pose?
This one.
Frontal bicep.
No, this
Oh, you like the intercostal? Yeah, because that's like his signature shot now, isn't it? That's like the J cut, the quad stomp. So, but so we're seeing good things from Samson. Here he is. This is the 2-year difference. Yeah, it's not dramatic, but I mean, hang on, that's show day. Oh, I think he's trying to highlight not the gains, but the conditioning, because the conditioning at 4 weeks out from the 2022 Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio in 4 weeks' time, from the day of the show when he competed in Alicante in 2020, is very comparable. I mean, he's got tan on there. But the conditioning in the legs, I mean, don't forget, he's dried out in the 2020 picture. 2022, he's not dropped any water or done any diuretics or anything like that. I mean, he's probably just woke up in the morning, gone outside and done his progress pictures, checking pictures to send to Milos. So because Milos did say that Samson told us in the last episode, he said Milos wants to bring him into actual contest condition several weeks out and then just bring him in nice and steadily. So, why are you looking at me funny?
No, keep going.
Oh, you look at me funny. You always look at me funny. Focus. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Oh, there's a video here. Okay, when's this? This is 4 weeks out. Look at his legs. His legs are awesome. I love his frontal bicep. Look at that. Oh, he's not doing it the way he does it, where he angles the body and he tilts his hips. That looks amazing. When he did that at the Arnold Classic UK, I mean, it just blew my mind. But yeah, he's awesome, isn't he? He's kind of like a modern, like a new version of Chris Cormier. Kind of Chris Cormier. I mean, I can see. Somebody said like he's got legs like Chris Cormier, where they're split all the way to where they insert into the hip. So, in my humble opinion, your legs have improved so much. I agree with that. I agree. I thought that's where I see the most of my. There's his dog. What's his dog called? I forgot the name now. It's a beautiful dog. And there's Marilenka filming. Yeah, his legs are definitely. But the thing is, I mean, his calling card is his proportions. Let's have a look. Can we put sound on that? Is it worth it? Just hear him grunting. Oh, yeah. We need to hear the grunting. I used to grunt on stage in my compulsories when I was on stage. Like when I was hitting the shot. Yeah, hamstrings look good. I think he's got the potential to have an absolutely spectacular rear double bicep. And for me, I think that's his weak pose. I think the rear bicep is his weak pose. But I think he could potentially have I won't say Flex Wheeler, because Flex Wheeler's rear double bicep was incredible. But the lat spread looks good. That looks nice. That's really nice. I like the flare there. Yeah, let's turn the sound off on that. So, yeah. So, let's have a look. Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, the quad legs are looking really thick. I think Carrie, obviously, his arms are just... Look at the bicep. They're literally... They're bulging out of the insertion point at the bottom. So, what trophy's that? It's probably a British Finals trophy. So 4 weeks now. So fingers crossed Samson brings it in, because we love Samson. He's awesome. And we will be going down to see him very soon to get some training content. So I'm really looking forward to that and staying at his lovely new house, the Marilenka and the doggy. And I'm excited to meet the dog. The dog's beautiful. Have you seen in all the motivation videos? The dog's featuring a lot in his videos, because it's such what sort of breed is it? Italian Mastiff or something? You don't know. You didn't listen. But it's a beautiful looking animal. It looks like Superdog. It looks like it needs a cape and a mask.
Is he like Crypto?
Crypto, yeah. That's what it does. Season 3 Titans, watch it. It's brilliant. Superboy has a dog that's basically like Superdog. So, why am I talking about Superdog? Anyway, so Samson, we've got to get behind Samson. Because I think Milos is really planning on bringing him in his absolute best for the Arnold Classic, because he realizes the importance and the significance of not just getting the invite, but actually going out in a very, very tough Arnold Classic and being able to be stood next to, even if it's just in the lineup or in a call out with Brandon Curry and William Bonac. Because if he stands out and he's in the lineup with those kinds of athletes, then he really has taken it, like I said, I keep saying, to a whole new level. So, did you say something? Oh, sorry. Must be a chair creaking.
That was you.
Right, okay. Okay. Is the chair creaking? Nothing else. Right, okay then. This is a guy I want to bring up. Justin Mackey might be in next week's episode. So I think there's a pretty safe bet that this guy might possibly high certainty level that he might be in a future episode, next episode of Glow Muscle. So, God, he is awesome physique, isn't he? That's the guy he was on about. I'll just totally give it away. Okay, I've done the interview. So I'm just being a dick. So, he's thick, isn't he? Hang on. So he's prepped by Nick Walker. I'm just basically giving all the reveals here. So, yeah, he's awesome, isn't he? Yes. How many weeks out is there? 5 weeks out? Yeah, legs are good. I love his arms. He's thick, isn't he? He's so thick. And it's good to hear that, again, I'm letting the cat out the bag. Good to hear that he's putting a proper posing routine together this year. So, right, anything else on here? Anything of interest? Yeah, obviously more about Tom Prince there. This was the 2001 Night of Champions. I think that was the best package that Tom Prince ever brought. Yeah, he was. I don't think he wasn't quite as good at the Olympia that year. I think he wanted to get too big. Sorry? The chest. I mean, it's the hamstrings though. You know when he did his side chest and he brought his leg in. I mean, his hamstrings, I swear, were like practically touching the floor. They were incredible. But he had an amazing physique, Tom Prince. And so sad, that news. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, he was third place at the 2001 IFB United Champions, probably the greatest look of his career. Yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah, so I was lucky to see him. I saw him twice. I saw him at the Olympia in 2001, and then I saw him a couple of weeks later in Manchester at the British Grand Prix, the one that Kevin Navrone won. John Citrone came to that one. I think we went together actually. Chris Cormier was second. No, Dennis James I think was third. No, the other way around. Dennis James was second and Chris Cormier was third. I can't remember. Anyway, but it was a fantastic show. So let's have a quick look. Is anything else of an interest? Not to me. Yeah, okay. Nothing really jumping out there. Right, okay. I'm going to go to Sulio's. Like I say, he's got all the hookups. Right. Here's Chris Bumstead. Sean Clarida. Nothing I did. There was something I saw on here. What was it? Oh, Justin Rodriguez. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of magic happening with Justin Rodriguez. There's another guy. See, there's another guy that's probably going to be in that top 5. He's going to be in that first call out. I mean, Justin Rodriguez is top 10 Olympia. And I feel like he's a guy that really is not talked about enough. Even though he's won pro shows. He won the Indy Pro last year. Second to Nick Walker at the New York Pro. But I feel like he is a guy that really is. I've got a theory. I think it's because he doesn't come in condition until the very last week, and he posts a lot of progress pictures. Like here, I mean, you can see he needs to be tighter, but he's like 4 weeks out. Some guys at 4 weeks out from the big pro shows are usually a bit more conditioned than this. But Justin clearly knows what he's doing, and he always brings it show day when it counts. So what was he weighing? 275 pounds. Wow. Okay. And he's not the tallest of guys either. So Justin carries a lot of size, and I love his physique, and I've been raving about him for 4 years, and it's so nice to see him finally really starting to hit his stride now, win pro shows, top 10 at Olympias, and be in conversations for, I mean, here's a guy that, who knows what happens when he stands next to William Bonac and Brandon Curry. He could really be in the mix there, for, I mean, not just top 5, but top 3, maybe even the win. Who knows? Who knows? Because at the end of the day, guys move up and move down all the time. And it's these big shows that typically happens. Okay, we're going to go to, guy I've just spoke about, Brandon Curry. Where was it? Oh, yeah, this one. I think this is recent because he's been doing what Bonac's been doing. He's been posting some old stuff. And it's, hang on, is there music on this? No doubt. Oh, nope. Right, okay. Yeah, so here he is. Yeah, this is a new video. And yeah, I'm just trying to look. He's not giving much away. It's just shoulders and arms. But yeah, he's 4 or 5 weeks out here. So, I mean, Brandon Curry, I mean, you'd have to be crazy to not think that Brandon Curry is the favourite going into the Arnold Classic, given that he won the 2019 Arnold Classic and the 2019 Olympia all in the same year. Second place at the Olympia. He lost the Olympia by 1 point to Big Ramy last year. So there's the number 2 guy in the world right now going into the Arnold Classic, looking sensational at 4 weeks out. So I'm really excited to see if he's bringing anything different for the Arnold Classic other than he's brought in the last couple of years with his physique, because he's brought harder looks like he did at the 2020 Olympia. 2021 Olympia, at the pre-judging, it was very close between him and Big Ramy. And so I'm very, very excited to see what Brandon Curry's going to be bringing. That's an old video. I'm not playing that. So pretty much that's it. He's pretty much keeping it quite quiet at the moment, so which I can understand. Shows a bit of confidence as well, because maybe he doesn't need to sort of post loads, and obviously he wants to make it a surprise. And very excited to see him win his second Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, I'm going to go to Ashley Kotlasar. We did the tour with the Olympia All-Star Tour. And Ashley, the most pro wins of anyone. She beat Dexter Jackson. Dexter Jackson had 29. Ashley now has 31 because she won... Where was this show, Lauren?
Muscle contest.
I know it's a muscle contest, but where was it? Where was it?
Legends.
Oh, Vegas. Oh, it's in hometown. Oh, wow. So literally it was on a doorstep. Oh, she had to do it, didn't she? She had to do it. I mean, there's no way that someone who's just wanting to do as many shows as possible isn't going to do a Bikini Pro show in her hometown when she's doing the Arnold Classic in 4 weeks' time. So Ashley's just won her 31st. So big congratulations there to Ashley Kaltwasser. And, she's not wearing the red bikini.
She did, but she changed it for finals.
Oh, she changed. So, yeah, because the red bikini is kind of like her signature bikini, isn't it? And so fantastic. So 31 pro wins. So do you think that gives her momentum going into the Arnold Classic, or I think it would give her confidence more than momentum, because I think momentum means that it's going to influence the judges in some way, and I don't think judges judge like that. I think it's more of a confidence builder for Ashley and a little bit of a boost for that last 4 weeks, because the last 4 weeks, that's the tough time, So if you can win a show at 4 weeks out, you're just gonna be buzzing there all the way to the Arnold Classic. So so fantastic. So I wanted to give Ashley congratulations there. Right, okay. I'm gonna go to my next news, and I'm gonna try and restrain myself. First time for everything. Right, okay. Now this video was not posted on Big Rami's Instagram. We're gonna go to Larry Wheels. 3 million followers. Jesus. Larry Wheels, who myself and Zack Khan were talking about. And what did Zack Khan say about Larry Wheels? He says, how many people have been injured training with Larry Wheels? Can't say it. Yeah. Now, honestly, I'll be honest. I'm going to try not to swear. No promises. But I went crazy when I saw this. Nope. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hang on. Turn the volume down. Come on, Rami. Right. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm just gonna turn the sound off on that one. Right. Okay then. Some people have said this isn't real and it's staged. But you know what? Why the hell is Mr. Olympia arm wrestling anyone? This is Mr. Olympia. Do you think it's fake? I mean, there is tension on it. I mean, guys that strong, guys as strong as Larry Wheels or Big Ramy, these are guys that could I've seen videos of people's arms being snapped, biceps being torn, and I just think I don't know. I don't understand why they do this, because like Ramy, I'll be honest, his social media is not good, and he's got a lot of fans, and he's not really doesn't really make himself that available for interviews. Which annoys me, but I don't know. Have we just been trolled here? No. What is it? What is that? I mean, is that real?
Yes, it looks.
Do you think they're really trying to arm wrestle each other, and it's not just for show and not just an exhibition?
I don't know.
But the thing is, injuries can still happen, Lauren.
Yes. They
can still happen. In fact, I remember a guy in the UK, and he was he had a show, and he had like a bit of an expo. And one of the guests he had was the world arm wrestling champion. It was in the UK. And this promoter said, I'll arm wrestle you. I challenge you. I'm going to have a go. He broke his arm. Within a few seconds, his arm snapped. And he had to have rods, like metal rods, inserted into his forearms. And he never competed again. But he was pretty much partially disabled for like 6 months. Never competed again. I don't think he actually trained again after that, actually. So my point is, why is Mr. Olympia arm wrestling someone that's known for doing insane stuff in the gym? What's the point of it for Instagram? And he hasn't even put it on his own Instagram. So who put him up to that? It's fucking ridiculous. It really annoys me, shit like this. Mr. Olympia does not need to do dumb shit for Instagram. It's really pissed me off. Like, come on, Rami, mate. You're better than this, mate. Come on. Sort it out. It's just like for likes and comments and on... he doesn't need to do stuff like that. It's not... When you're Mr. Olympia, your body is your living, and something like that if just say he slipped and something went wrong and a bicep got torn, that's potentially your whole career, and whatever you're making, $1 million a year, probably more than that, is completely gone down the tubes. So that needs to be addressed. I wonder if Dan can have a word with him.
I don't know, but there should be some things that they are or are not allowed to do.
I-
Need to ensure their bodies. Like
I totally agree.
Like they need to turn. They actually really need to ensure their bodies when they turn pro.
I totally agree. They should have to. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, how does that even work, though?
If I was an insurance company, I would be banging.
You'd be going crazy seeing that if you're an insurance company, wouldn't you?
I
You'd be like...
knocking on every single pro's door.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right, okay. Right, so anyway, I hope it... I don't know. I just don't want to see pros. I mean, Victor Martinez was another one. He broke his arm wrestling. Yeah, it was back... I remember what year was it? You know, that basically put him out for the year competing. And the thing is, this is Mr. Olympia. This is the current sitting, defending Mr. Olympia. You know, I mean, you'd never see Jay Cutler or Phil Heath doing stuff like this. Dorian, Ronnie, I mean, they would have just laughed. They would have gone, no, I'll do what I need to do in the gym. This sort of stuff, this dumb exhibition. It is dumb. I'm sorry. It is fucking, sorry, I'm swearing. It's dumb. Sorry. That's crazy. So Rami, mate, you need to seriously look at what you're doing with stuff like this and what message it sends, because it's not good. Because if you snap your bicep, I wonder what Chad Nichols and do you know what? Maybe Dennis James should have a word with him. I would love Dennis James. I hope Dennis James got onto him and said, Rami, you can't be doing stuff like that, mate. If something went wrong, it's just game over. And for what? What exactly was he gaining from that? Oh, you got on Larry Wheels' 3 million followers. Well, Rami's got, how many, 4 point something million followers? I don't know. How many has he got? Let's have a look. I don't understand the reason behind it. Here we are. So, yeah, 3.9 million followers. So why did he need to do that? Yeah, look, it's not on his Instagram. And why is he talking about NFTs now? Come on, Rami. And also, when he does these posts, he doesn't even do it in English. Oh, I don't know. Silly. I just want the best for him, and I want to see him do good things for himself and for the industry with that title. Because like Ronnie Coleman said to me a few weeks ago, he said I was 8-time Mr. Olympia, and it went by in an absolute flash. So, and sadly, I'm going to go to another one. A bee in my bonnet today. Is another one is Rolly. You probably haven't seen this, have you, Lauren?
No.
Look at this. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down. Okay, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. Yeah. So, watch this. What do you think he's going to do? He's pressing it. He's pressing a quad bike. It is stupid, isn't it? And I love Rolly. Rolly, I love you, mate. I love you, but why? What? I hope this is not going to start of a new trend of competing professional bodybuilders doing stuff that I just think it's just... And what if that bench slipped and that landed on him? What if that broke his leg or something? Do you know what I mean? I mean, what if that engine lands on your nuts? Seriously, you got to... that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about Ruli's nuts. I think he is nuts, but I really struggle with this. I just think these guys that, they are professional bodybuilders, and that doesn't look very... this bench, what if that slid back and that landed on his face? Yeah. I think is what exactly... Starting strong is good. Finishing strong is epic. The Beast, Ruli Winkler. Catch Me in Traffic. The Island Boys. Ride Audi. Man, what is a stunt? Exactly, a stunt that could go very, very wrong. So, I'm really annoyed today. It's just I don't understand why these guys are doing it. I do not get it. Right, okay. I've enunciated my words enough. And I will move on to our final hot news, which is Zack Khan, who we had in this episode. Who, what was your take on that?
He's funny.
It was incredible, wasn't it? And that last 30 minutes, obviously, because by the time you're watching this, you'll have watched the last 30 minutes. It was, you nearly had me in tears, actually.
Me too.
Yeah, it was very...
I was watching him.
I really hope that it gives more of an insight to Zack Khan and who he is and what he represents and what he stands for. Because I think they just see this big, scary kind of monster type bodybuilder and, growling in the gym and doing funny stuff. And I'm glad that he came because we did an interview of that length to show that, he has layers, and he's an intelligent guy, he's educated. And I hope it changes the perception. And I hope a lot of people got a lot out of it because I've been friends with Zack since, like I said, I've known him since 1998. I feel like we became friends around 2006, 2007. And we've had a lot of good times together, myself and Zack. And I got to know this guy, and there's a lot about Zack. There's a lot of hidden depths, is basically what I'm trying to get at. And there's that photo shoot 2009. Was that a Nutrex shoot? I think that must have been a Kevin Horton shoot. That was when he was with Nutrex. He has his own supplement brand now. It was just, it was so good to reconnect as well with Zack. I know I filmed him in the last episode, training, but, and he knows he doesn't really put himself much on his posts, I think he's on his 4th Instagram account now. I'm glad I spoke to him about that as well, actually, because, he just kept getting cancelled. Cancel culture. You can't cancel Zack though. He'll just keep starting new Instagram accounts. But the thing is now I feel like he's getting a little bit more positive, and I think he's trying to sort of elevate people and give people some kind of good advice because he's been around a few years now. You're not. Do you want to read one or do you want to pick one? Your dreams is calling you. Your dreams are calling you. Oh. Yeah, that's a bit. Oh no, not looking at that one. Not looking at that one. But wow, that's all his supplements he takes. You eat. Your health is your wealth. You either pay less now or more later. So these are all the supplements he takes for his health. What's he taking? Odorless garlic, D3 and K2 vitamins. I don't know what that is. It's in Nattokinna 2500 FU. Is that IU? Botanicals, rutin. I've never even heard of half of these supplements. What else you got there? Bergamot fruit, omega-3 fish oils. Is that coenzyme Q10 there maybe? But look at that. So these are the supplements, the health supplements he takes. Look at that. Wow. In his fishing tackle box. Hang on. Do you ever take quercetin? I take a lot. Others what do similar things. Okay. So it's great to see that someone who's been around competing that long and obviously, taking gear and stuff like that and, hammering their body. It's good that he's taking supplements, not just for building muscle and recovery, but for health. And I think that's really, really good. And I'm glad Zack is posting about that. I'm glad he's sharing the knowledge. Here he is getting is this a vitamin injection or? There you go. He's getting blood tests for his blood markers before I start my next assault for off-season gear. The thing I like about this service is run by Dave Crossland, who knows the ins and outs of drug use and abuse, and he's happy to write out a report detailing what you should do and should not if there is anything you should be cautious about. So basically, Dave Crossland checks his bloods, and he'll look for red flags, and before he goes back on like a cycle and says, okay, these are things you should look out for. This is what you can do. These are supplements you can take to kind of counteract that, so your body, internally is healthy, so you can do what you need to do, and you look great on the outside as well. So yeah, I think especially with all the deaths last year, I feel like health in bodybuilding and for bodybuilders not only is now a thing, but it should be a thing all the time. It shouldn't have to get to the point where people do start dying, and we know it gets very chaotic when that happens. But I feel like all bodybuilders now, pro bodybuilders, and the Rammies and stuff, do have a responsibility to step up. And I think they should do more of these kinds of posts, not incline benching, freaking quad bikes and arm wrestling people. I just see that this is the sort of stuff I like. This is the sort of stuff I can get behind, not freaking arm wrestling for Instagram just to get likes and followers or whatever bollocks. Sorry? What were you looking at? What? Blind, but no. So anyway, so check out that because Zack's got 2 Instagram accounts. He said this is the one he likes. The other one's his backup account, just in case he gets taken off again. But he looks like this is from the filming session last week when he was channeling Scrappy Doo. I'm not going to put the sound on because there's music which have the power of Grayskull on this awesome Monday. Dare to be different. If you have not seen this video yet, it can be found on the bio link of MD Globe Muscle. So he actually he screen recorded this from my stories this morning. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get myself, because he only lives an hour away. I'm going to have to go and get some more training footage, because it's the bits in between where he's sharing his humor and his opinions, and, and I think if you really listen to some of the things he has to say, well, you just listened for 2 hours of him, he's got hidden depths to Zack. That's basically what I'm getting at. So that's it really. Okay, and also, don't forget the latest issue of MD with Derek Lunsford there on the cover. Fantastic issue. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Also, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? You're laughing at my hair. Anyway, we haven't shaved the back of my hair because I did the clippers and I still got a stripe on the back of my head. We'll never get a camera set behind me, okay? Right, okay then, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode 50, 130 of MD Global Muscle, and I hope you've enjoyed the in-studio this episode of Zack King Khan. I'm definitely going to have to get him back in the studio because that was amazing, and I feel like there's so many other things we could talk about. Okay, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and ladies and gentlemen, we are out.